back to another episode of the Other Team podcast. My name is Jacob Handy alongside Terrence Scott.
What do you do?
Zachary Handy.
Yeah.
And as always, this podcast is brought to you by Thrive. Come prop up with Thrive Fantasy every week for your best in daily fantasy prop up games. Games Thursday through Sunday. Actually wanted to bring this up while we did this promo today. I don't know if you guys saw this. There was cricket bets on Thrive this week. I don't even know what they were like.
Down.
But Thrive is dabbling in cricket. So if you need something to keep your mind busy, we may even get cricket. The action. You know, there's no football. It's a Wednesday night. No NFL. Although we're going to get to that actually.
You guys don't know Ben Stokes, best English cricket player.
I definitely don't know Ben Stokes. I won't lie to you. I have no idea.
Get your cricket game up. Steve Smith, best Australian. Cricket is another thing you guys need to get on.
I don't know if he's just making up English and Australian names or if this is real.
I feel like they're real guys.
These are real, man. I wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah, prop up with
Don't
Thrive.
lie to the people.
Use our code, the other team, all one word, and you will get matched on your deposit anywhere $20 to $50. So prop up with Thrive. Zach, who do we got today?
Remember
with the game?
Yeah, cool. So Buzz is still down low. New guy from last week. Oh man, and on top of him, the one and only, the child. Where is it? There you go. Right there.
It's been since Friday. I can't believe you haven't read the internet and noticed, but I said people are gonna comment on this and say he's Grogu.
Well, you see this little label on
That was a plot twist.
It's called the child. He's in his little carrier that floats.
I love that thing.
And so anyways, little baby Yoda, child, Grogu.
Just quick sidetrack. It's crazy, like
Sick, huh?
Like Baby Yoda, like just if you like the Mandalorian, I can't explain. Like when you see Baby Yoda, immediately you're just stoked. So
do you watch it with the captions on? Are you the person that watches shows?
I'm a subtitle guy.
I'm a subtitle person too. So when it says like "coos,"
it's like, yeah, and he's all.
I'm so down for the coos, man.
Oh my god, Terrence, that's so funny. I love exactly what it's like, and exactly that. It's like, yeah. Man, the Baby Yoda.
Actually, real quick,
what I live for on a weekend.
Watching shows with captions. Another good one was Sons of Anarchy. If you ever seen that show,
Zach has.
Yeah, when Opie dies, when he gets murked, plots is nobody ever seen this.
That is a brutal.
Shut up.
That is a brutal.
It's like that show's old as hell, but like when he was about to get murked, like when it said, because I watch it with the caption, it's like panting and he's just breathing right before he gets murked. It's like, damn, that was real. So it's like definitely watch shows with captions on.
I think
and subtitles.
Isn't it the actor who plays Gary Bertier in Remember the Titans? I believe that's who Opie is. It's that same guy. Anyways, yeah, you see Gary get murked, Jake.
I'm not sure. Is that who that is?
I think it is, but he's all bikered out. But I'm pretty sure that's who.
Left side, strong side, huh?
Yeah. Man, he's really good in that show. But that is a great scene. I've my girlfriend is a giant Sons of Anarchy fiend
enthusiast.
And, we've seen it. Yeah, enthusiast.
That's funny because that's actually fantastic intro banter we have right there.
Yeah, it's that's a good scene, man. That was tough.
Speaking of tough, it was tough.
It wasn't tough.
It was tough to watch Nate Robinson go down like that. I'll tell you that.
It wasn't.
I think it was more tough to see.
It was tough to watch.
It was more tough for Roy Jones's ribs. Like that man was just getting. They were tenderloin at that point. It was just dude. He was just eating them, and he did not want to be there. At least Nate got out of the ring quickly. Like Roy ate 8 rounds.
Rolled out of there nearly in a bag.
These rib shots for 8 rounds. At least Nate got knocked out, and it was an early night.
How do you feel about like celebrity boxing matches? Doesn't it feel a little barbaric to me? Like nobody else feel like that.
Celebrity deathmatch came to life. Like it's fantastic.
Yeah, like I'm okay watching actual fighters fight because it's just like it's their
sport.
Yeah, and it's not like a fight. Whereas like I feel when I'm watching celebrity boxing, it's like
something's bound to happen.
It's hateful, right? Like I'm boxing you because I don't like you and I think you're garbage. So let's start physically assaulting each other. Like, whereas
But
like
I don't think that's what it was.
whereas like boxing in itself, like professional boxers, it's like the art of the sport, and we're both fighters, and we like train to, like it's different. There's like a respect, but like I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just maybe it wasn't that, but I feel like that sometimes. Am I crazy for that?
I mean, in this instance, I did like Jake Paul was super
Am I
respectful.
soft?
He started his thing and said like respect to Nate. It takes a lot to get in. Takes a lot to get
Like,
in the
maybe?
ring. Yeah, you're soft. Man, if two
Might be.
homies got beef or two people got beef and they want to lock,
I don't
like,
think they had beef.
You about to let them lock, like whatever.
That
And
was
these
like
guys didn't
fake
even have
beef.
Yeah,
But
these
like
guys are fake internet beef.
I get you, Zach, but now we're just gonna like publicize it and
Yes,
It's a few celebrities in
Entertainment.
recent
absolutely.
news that I would like to see fight. You can take it where you
feel
want.
barbaric.
And recent, very, very recent, biggest news you could think of in our country. There's a hint. I wouldn't mind seeing them fade. So yeah,
I don't
celebrity
care if it's
boxing.
barbaric. Come take. I don't want
Sure,
them to
look
kill
like
each
that
other.
Family Guy
I don't
scene.
want them to fight to the death like some crazy gladiator scene, but like go lock and knock somebody out. Yeah, sure.
I mean, I guess maybe
Go
I'm
run
just
these
soft.
hands.
The problem is Nate
Watch the beat.
Robinson didn't box. He tried to fight. This was a boxing match. You should try to box. Jake Paul was trying to box. But like I said, he got knocked out early. It was worse to see Roy Jones go out there and just get his ribs tagged up for 8 rounds, man. And they said no knockouts. Meanwhile, Tyson was throwing haymakers trying to knock him out.
I think Tyson only knows how to throw haymakers. Like he doesn't know how to fight without a chance of knocking the other guy out.
Right.
If LeBron James was to fight Kobe Covington in a boxing match, because I'm not giving him the advantage of an MMA fight, because that makes absolute no sense.
No.
So in a celebrity boxing match, what are your percentages you give the 6'8", 6'9", 250, 60 pound, whatever he want to come in at the fight?
It's like a 6-month camp or what?
Yeah, we can give him 6 months.
I mean, I don't know how long is like a normal camp for something like this.
For boxing, it depends, but let's go. We can go 12 weeks. Give him a 12-week camp.
3-month camp. So 3-month camp. I'm down.
12-week camp. Get your hands right.
I would.
For LeBron, he'll probably need longer though, because he's not a boxer. So let's give him a 6-month camp. Let's just go hypothetically 6 months. It's a long camp.
I would think. How big is Colby Covington? 5'9"?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's put it in perspective.
Because if you're a foot shorter,
Wild.
he's got to be like.
But he might just go land a body shot on Braun and cripple him.
Right.
This is possible.
Braun
5'11".
can't take no Kobe punch.
He's as tall as me. How much you weigh?
1 second.
5'11".
170.
70.
And LeBron James is
6'7", 245.
LeBron is 6'9". All right, why are they doing it this way? That's stupid.
You can't fight 5'11".
That's a wild
And
fight.
we're not even
Picture it
getting
in your head
to
on
two,
TV right now.
whatever it is about to be whatever chiseled out.
That's Chris
Yeah,
Paul
like,
versus
this
LeBron James.
This isn't a little man either. He's 250. 6'9", 250.
80 pounds on him. And the little guy's calling him out.
I don't know. Like I referenced earlier before we got on here, Shane Mosley is a boxer, and him and Shaq fought. Shaq is 7 foot and 3 something. Neither fighter hurt each other, but when Shaq hit him, you can clearly see that this is the bigger man. And Shane's a pro fighter, and it was like, okay, that definitely hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like
but
I
they had
have to give
headgear on it.
LeBron the advantage. Like for
It's boxing.
I don't
think I would have
care
to-
how professional of a fighter you are. Like if we're talking 7 inches and 100 pounds, like.
If they were heavyweights, if a heavyweight was to call LeBron James out, that's way different. Even if LeBron, like a 6'1" heavyweight was to call LeBron out, that's way different. Because he'd be carrying 220 on him, 230. That's different.
That's a powerful
It's just the
punch.
fact that Kobe's literally 170 at 5'11".
Kobe don't really want that fade. I'm telling you right now.
Just
he would like
distance,
I don't know, dude. Because like at the end of the day, this dude is a pro fighter, but he also is a wrestler. Like that's his best thing in MMA. So I don't know how he's a good striker. I'm not trying to shortchange him, and he would be an elite striker compared to LeBron James. But at the same time, size is size, anatomy is anatomy. Like I always think about this in my own life. Like it's gonna be hard to knock somebody else 6'9". Like that dude's just bigger than you.
Doesn't it kind of feel like a lose-lose for Colby Covington? Like, you already lost by calling out a guy who's not even a fighter. Like, you're a professional fighter, and you had to go call this guy out who was just minding his business, has no quarrel with you whatsoever. So even if you do beat him up and like hypothetically Colby Covington were to knock out King James, like, okay, so you knocked out a guy that doesn't fight. Like, how cool are you? Like, I don't know. It
knocked out a basketball player. Tight.
Like, it sounds so lose to me.
Oh God, LeBron, don't get knocked out. You're the worst thing possible.
I
don't know if the world could like recover from LeBron James going down like that. We'd all be like,
dog, that'd be wild.
What if LeBron had
all the Colby Covington memes over Michael B. Jordan's face would make me throw up and throw my phone out the fucking window.
Yeah. Oh,
and it'd be all Colby Covington on top of him.
Could you imagine seeing someone of LeBron's size though? Like if he did take a 6-month camp and came in sharp looking like boxing athlete, like
with like decent amateur boxing
just decent amateur boxing hands. Like he looked like basically as good as Jake Paul looked the other night. Like imagine if LeBron looked that good coming in.
Because he's a way better athlete than that. Because like I'm pretty sure LeBron somewhat boxing trains already. Most athletes do somewhat of it. Like he probably knows how to throw a punch, but it's a whole different training. But like he probably legit knows how to throw punches and had people teach him how to do that shit already. But to give him a camp to actually dedicate
and stuff,
like a camp to dedicate to like actually learn your footwork and so forth. That could get weird because he's a big dude and he's a freak athlete, man. Like this dude ain't just Nate Robinson. Like Nate Robinson's a freak athlete, but stature still matters. Like, dude, you're a little guy. Like, and Jake Paul just clocked his ass a few times. Like that was bad. That was bad, man. That was bad.
Face first.
But Nate got hard though.
Like, that is
respect to Nate though for getting out there. Respect.
Always respect to get in the middle of the ring and just take a fade. Like I always make that joke. Like it's such a crazy living to me. Like I'm about to just go lock. Like,
but at the same time though,
here we go.
McGregor would drop Paul. Ridiculously bad. Dylan Daniels would drop Jake Paul bad. Like, and I believe he called out who's the boxer? Danny Garcia. Not Danny Garcia. Who's the young kid? I think it is Danny Garcia. He's the YouTube kid.
A lot of people, and I was like,
I mean, think about what you're gonna do. Your height, like when your adrenaline's going so hard for a fight, because what we just said is such a crazy thought of mind, and then you win. Like you're probably so amped up, you're gonna say all kinds of reckless shit. You know what I mean? Like you're calling out anything for sure. I just fucking who needs it? Conor McGregor, whoever. I don't give a fuck.
No, you can't.
That's part of the game too, though. Is that too right? Part of the game is calling people out after you win. Isn't that part of like the fighting game on both boxing?
Yeah, but he ain't a fighter. But I feel it.
Just saying, like, you're liable to say some crazy. I'll fight whoever.
Is this your king? You in the crowd right now? What the hell are you looking at? Oh,
get up here right
now. Man, that was tough on Nate.
Well, Nate needed help, and speaking of help, who is going to be the help the Clippers need? Because you still need a point guard. You feel me, man? I'll be out here like
that was very he.
Someone come help us, please.
So I got a few.
It's not even that serious.
Jake looked at the test already. He kind of cheated and looked at today's homework.
Did I go look at the Spark Notes? I might have.
He did.
I might have.
But he admitted it, so I can't knock him for admitting.
In the syllabus, you did not put can't use Spark Notes, so I just used what tools were available to me. That's something for your future classes you might want to include into your syllabus.
Okay, wise ass. Nah.
Such a teacher, wise ass.
So, the first trade is: would you ship Patrick Beverly to Brooklyn?
No, I'm just playing.
Straight up for Spencer Dinwiddie.
100% immediately.
Yes. Yeah, please sign me up.
I would.
I don't think
Brooklyn first class. I'd probably give him a gift basket to take with him for all his services. Like
brand new all black forces.
Man, whatever, the whole thing for him. I know he tore those Timbs up working out on the beach last offseason.
He gonna need them in Brooklyn.
New pair of those for Brooklyn. 2 pairs, one to work out in and one to swag.
Big New York parka jacket.
To get the work.
Good riddance. That is a good deal for both teams.
I'm
100%.
trying to see how it benefits Brooklyn. I see how it benefits Brooklyn because they need Kyrie to not have to worry about defending guys. I get that.
I was about to say, you already have enough ball handling, especially if the Harden trade ends up happening. Like
that ain't happening.
You already have enough even without it though. You have enough ball handling without Spencer Dinwiddie. You could use like a defensive specialist stopper guy to be, you know what I'm saying? Like
who's their tough-nosed defender guy over there? You can't name it off the top.
Kevin Durant's your best defender, which is fine. Kevin Durant's a great defender.
It depends what they keep. Probably I'd put LeVert on most people, but I'm not saying he's a lockdown defender. But you also got Allen down there cleaning shit up that you're filtering stuff to.
And you still got with DeAndre Jordan coming off the bench,
that
right?
They might be missing.
DeAndre Jordan's still on the bench?
Yeah, he's still there.
None of them have that edge that Bev has. That maybe they might need. That might be good for that team to give them a little bit more of an edge.
He can knock down shots. It's not like he's only defense. He can knock down shots. We've already discussed.
I would 1000% do that trade.
I hear that.
I would do it. I mean, I would be kind of bummed to see Bev go. I like Bev. Ray knows I'm still kind of in the Bev corner. But I mean, it makes sense to me, and I think it would make the team better. So of course I would do it.
I hear. Oh man, Dinwiddie, it would be so good for the Clippers.
I don't know if they will.
Oh my goodness.
I might even throw in a little second round pick if we wanted for that.
All right, well, if you thought you were wishing there, here's another wish. Clippers get Victor Oladipo.
Mm-hmm. Now we're talking business.
For Lou Will and Patrick Beverly.
I would also do that one. Yes, I would.
It hurts to see a little bit. I feel like you get thin with this one. The team gets thin once you trade Bev and Lou Will, especially if somebody like Oladipo gets hurt. I think your team gets very thin.
I don't see why Indiana.
I think down the stretch,
no picks involved in that
of the season, especially in the playoffs. Your roster
you would have to move picks, in my opinion, to do this
for Indiana for it to make sense for Indiana.
Yeah, like I don't see why
to help them with like a youth movement more.
Yeah, and I don't see why they would do that. They have Brogdon and so forth, so it's like they don't necessarily need guards, and now they're giving.
Let alone
they're stacking a bench with that move is what they were doing. They would be building around
which they already do. The Pacers always are a team of depth instead of having stars, which is annoying. Mm-hmm. This is one I thought makes sense, but I wouldn't want to give up the second player. But you do need to move 2 players, but this wouldn't be the player. Derrick Rose. You get Derrick Rose for Lou Will and Terrence Mann. I would try to get Terrence Mann out of that. I do think he's a very useful player.
I think he's gonna end up being a good like defender, like when he's I
think he's an Evan Turner type player.
Terrence Mann.
I think he can be Evan Turner. I think he's a guy that's a point forward type who can defend several positions.
Okay.
I'm down for that one as well. We're 3 for 3. All of those improve the point guard position. I think take the Clippers back into
I'll definitely
contender mode.
Try to wiggle that out of there. But to basically upgrade Derrick Rose or whatever, I got to think of whatever guard you guys have. What's the Caffey? What's Caffey? Coffee. Throw him in there instead. Mm-hmm. Depends on what the Pistons want. They may want Terrence Mann because they could use a guard over there. But you guys already dealt with Detroit, right? That's just how you got Luke Kennard. So
we got Kennard.
Yeah, that's probably not happening.
I got your.
Yeah, what's good?
Phone's still hot.
I was say I got your phone. I got your number on my recents. Like it's fine.
The Detroit front office has been so bad this offseason too. It's like I wouldn't put anything past them to do anything with anybody. Like I just don't get.
Rose probably gets traded.
It seems like it's like that. Like I don't know why they would keep. Yeah, it seems like both them would be gone. I don't know why they would keep them with like what I think they're trying to do, but I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do at the same time.
That shit's 3 for 3 for me. All of those improve the Clippers. I would do
this one. I'm not for George Hill.
Like George Hill
for Lou Williams and 2 second-round picks.
I feel like I'm giving up a lot there for him. Can I make it Patrick Beverly instead and keep Lou Will?
Possibly.
No. Can we do
that? Here's the article's dream scenario. Clippers get George Hill and Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh shit!
This is my deal. This is what I'm talking about. I said we need to rebuild the whole thing.
Brooklyn now gets Patrick Beverly
Okay.
And the Thunder get Lou Will, a 2nd-round pick from Brooklyn, a 2nd-round pick from the Clippers, and another 2nd-round pick from the Clippers. So they're still essentially thinking Brooklyn is fully down to just
that seems like actually a Lawrence Frank-esque move to keep it a full buck. That sounds
like a
Sam
Presti move to just continue to get draft picks as well.
Right. It's like Sam and Lawrence are calling each other and are like, let's do that shit again where we kind of exchange a bunch of pieces again. And they like, let's do it.
It's just that Brooklyn's willing to want a guard like that, which I could see them wanting to do that. For them. I agree. That's
very wishful thinking, obviously, into this article. But I love that last one. My goodness, that was like.
I don't know if I like the
Oladipo one for me. I was like, oh.
I don't know if I like the Oladipo one that much because I feel like you do get too thin.
I would do every move in that article.
What do you think of the
except maybe not George Hill?
What do I think of what, Terrence?
Getting Batum?
I was down. It's like, I mean, they already have a bunch of wings, but it's like kind of like savvy veteran, solid wing player, like can shoot the ball, whatever. Like seems like he could be a good piece. It's like we wanted Crowder, but we missed out, so we had to settle for Batum.
I think Batum's a nice piece.
He just hasn't been healthy in so long. It feels like he hasn't been relevant in so long that I'm not putting a lot into the signing. But I think if he ends up healthy and playing, 40 games this year or plus, like he'll be productive. I think he'll be really good.
Does that sound fair? Like it's like seemed like you wanted somebody like Crowder, but obviously you missed out on that. He went to Phoenix, so it's like you still tried to find something similar and ended up with Batum.
I think you could find some hidden gold in Batum if he can find anything of what he used to be. He hasn't
been in a great situation, so like being on like a winner could like rejuvenate him into some good basketball,
Where I thought he might have went, which would have been a really interesting signing, was Golden State. I thought he might have went there as well.
Maybe if Clay's healthy, Maybe if Clay's healthy and they're looking more winner-esque, he might make that move. You never know.
What do you think of Schroeder saying he wants to be a starter in LA?
I think
who is their starting point guard?
How about this? The better question is that something? Is that nothing? Or what?
I don't think it's anything negative. Because I think LeBron is able to make everybody feel welcome no matter what your role ends up being. So I don't think it's anything negative. So maybe it's something a little positive, like it shows like he wants to be like integral, but LeBron is going to make you feel comfortable with whatever role it ends up being that he plays.
I feel like if he was so gung-ho on being a starter, wouldn't he have chosen somewhere that he knew he was going to be a starter in? Like
he got traded, didn't
he got his word for that. Like, I mean, I guess he did get traded, but like still, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's the best way to come into the championship team, I guess, is like saying like, I want to be this starter.
They have no guards. He 1,000% has every
I'm just saying like when you're playing with LeBron, let's just put it like this way. When you're playing with LeBron, I would give the kosher answer. Like, I'm just ready to fit in with this team wherever they need me, blah, blah, blah. And then like let LeBron and them figure it out. They just won the championship. I don't know.
Like Kyrie said, he ain't my dad. Hell no.
Ain't nobody
I'm a starter in this. Yeah. I'm a starter in this league. He's done that though. Just from like playing devil's advocate, because I agree. Like you should go with the coach answer. But and so forth. But at the same time, Schroeder's looking at these guards like, man, I'm better than literally every single damn guard on his damn team. So for you to insinuate I'm not the starter, I get LeBron's our point guard, but it's still 5 guys that fucking start. And I'm one of them. So
I think overall it's nothing because we all know he has to be the starter. I
don't know. If he doesn't start, it may be something. But as of now, I don't think it's nothing.
Caruso starts or what?
I don't know. But he better start. But in my opinion, like, they don't have Rondo no more, so it's like he should start. I don't know.
He's got to start. That's what I'm saying. There's just no way around it where he wouldn't, to me, in my mind. So it's like right now it's nothing. But like you said, if the shit comes out and AC's in the starting lineup, then it's something. Because then it's like, what are we doing?
Quinn Cook's gone.
What?
Like,
are they going crazy? They could go just stupid big. They could go LeBron just at the one. They really could do that.
Because then you have like LeBron, Wesley Matthews, AD. Mark's your starting 5.
You start KCP. Wesley Matthews not starting. KCP starting over Wesley.
But if you start Braun at the 1, you could low-key start both.
Yeah. And then you can go AD and Mark. Oh, shit.
Pieces. They got pieces.
Dennis. Listen, Dennis.
How many minutes is
Buy
this
it. Just buy it.
Rim?
Fuck Banter starter. If that's
Told
the
you.
starting lineup,
Yeah.
then it's
LeBron will
just
make
buy
you
it.
feel comfortable.
Nah, because
Absolutely.
I feel Dennis though, but Dennis like shit. I ain't better than LeBron. If you the one, then why you didn't tell me that agent that he's the one? I'd be more pissed at my agent. But yeah, that sucks. But Schroeder don't want to come off the bench no more. He had to do that so many times in his career. He
And he's
came
so good at it,
behind
though. It
Jeff
sucks.
Teague. Came behind Jeff Teague, won the job over there, got Teague shipped, won the job over there, then ends up going to OKC and having to do that same stupid shit again. He's like, man, I'm tired of that.
Let me
I
run the
get
shit.
cups. I do this.
There's
And he
glory
ain't
in
look
coming
bad
out
when
with
he tried
bench
to
in the
vote.
league these days. I don't think it's as bad as you guys are making it seem. You know,
What?
like if you're a top of the bench guy, there's some glory.
Yeah,
in
but
being
there's
that guy in
still
the
like
league
a,
these days.
if you play basketball, especially on the elite level, it's something about being a starter.
I want to start, my guy.
Yes,
I'm trying to
there's
start.
something about them calling your name at the beginning and being out there when the ball is
It's
tipped.
just something about being in the first five that matters.
that come to mind, right? You feel like you're part of the most important five.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like
I don't know.
you're
How do you
segment.
feel like if you're the best hitter, or I don't know, like doesn't everybody want to hit in the top of the lineup?
Doesn't everybody want to be Corey Seager and be out there every day and not be Kike, who gets shuffled around 3 days a week?
Yeah,
with that
I
too.
feel that.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That would be the
Like, don't you always
comparison.
want to be in the
be-
lineup?
You want
Right.
to be solidified somewhere 1 through 5. Like I get that.
Every day, like Corey Seager, play shortstop every day. That's second,
second.
or whatever it is.
Don't
Second
you want to
or
be
fourth.
Cal Ripken? You
Right,
know?
that's what I'm saying. Like, and Dennis Schroeder has been
That's for you, Zach.
Dennis Schroeder has been Kike
Or
Hernandez,
Derek Jeter.
who fucking
Oh, you're a Jeter guy. That's right.
Cal Ripken's my guy.
Both. I love both. Really.
I knew Zach had to like Cal Ripken. It's like
Yeah.
I
No,
did.
that's the man.
I'm not even exaggerating. I did like 5 biographies on Cal Ripken when I was in like grade school. He was my favorite player.
That's what I did with Griffey.
That's why I always wear number 8. That's why I always wear number 8. It's Cal Ripken. When he was like the first record when they were like he played 2,800 or whatever games in a row. I was like he played every game. They're like,
Did he
never
ever
missed
win?
one. Cal Ripken? I don't think they
I
won
don't
a World
think the
Series.
Orioles won a World Series.
I don't think.
He went to 2, I believe, and lost both. I mean, they were good. He won like a couple divisions there. It's not like they were like bottom barrel.
All right. Well, now this is about your beloved Clippers. What do you think of JaMychal Green? Because this is now another player throwing salt at your team
Here's what I don't
when
like.
they leave.
Exactly. That's what I'm not liking. I'm not
Well,
liking.
but this is like I left because I felt this way. Though I get you don't like it, but
Well,
like
no.
where
Trez,
there's smoke, it is still fire. Trez is a
First
little
off,
bit different.
Trez didn't leave because it was weak with the Clippers. The Clippers looked at Trez and were like, we're not re-signing you. And he
Yeah.
got upset with that.
I feel that.
Decided to go to the Lakers, which is still
But
like
he was talking before that, though.
right. So you already knew he was gone. But
Possibly.
we weren't going to sign him whether he talks or not. Like, he wasn't coming back either way. JaMychal pisses me off because it's like, you leave and now you want to feel like, oh, I'm with the cool guys. Like, kind of like Kevin Durant-esque. Like, you're with the guys that beat us and now you want to try to talk to us like that. Like, that's such a weak look to me. It's
Yeah, I
such
hate that.
not
His
a
exact
tough
quote
guy
was
look.
blowing the 3-1 lead. You know they had heart. It wasn't a tough decision. And that was JaMychal Green on choosing on why he chose the Nuggets.
Like I get what you're saying. It is.
Yeah, the
to
Nuggets
me-
did have a lot of heart. I feel that. And I'm like, but if you
It
don't
was
think-
just a jab at you guys, in my opinion. Like I get what you're saying, Jake. That it is some KD-ish shit to say that. Like,
Still
well, you
tough.
do another team, but at the end of the day, he still is insinuating that team wasn't tough. And
That's
that
what I'm
is
saying.
just
It's weak.
another
It's
player.
so weak.
That is another player insinuating that the team was not tough, though. Paul even said it. Like everybody on that team feels like you guys aren't tough, and that's a problem.
There was definitely like a character issue with the Clippers last season. It's
yeah,
evident
that's a
with these
problem.
guys leaving. Although I think JaMychal makes it evident because there could be character issue with Trez. He could have been the guy that was the main character issue. You know, him
JaMychal don't
being-
strike me as a guy that's a bad dude. Like that. Just
Right,
being
that's what I'm
irritating.
saying. Now I'm saying JaMychal is proving to me that there's definitely character issues with last year's Clipper teams, no doubt. Because when Trez said it, he kind of seemed like maybe he was the character issue, and still to this day,
Leaking
maybe
to the
he still
reporters
was.
and all that stuff.
Maybe he still was, and that's kind of what made JaMychal just not fall in love with the team anymore either. You never know. That's kind of getting way too deep into it. But clearly character issues with the Clippers last year. Because like you said, JaMychal don't strike anybody as like a bad dude, shake waves type dude. Like he just seems
That's
like
how I
he knows he's a role player. He wants to fit into locker rooms. He doesn't want to shake them.
I think the new coaching regime is going to fix up a lot of that. You're going to have like a kind of a different culture
Better.
around and all that
I
stuff.
agree.
It was too like, and I love Doc Rivers. I'll always love Doc Rivers. But the Doc regime towards the last couple years got too like almost relaxed to a sense where like Doc Rivers is such a player's coach. Like it's like Doc gave you an inch, the players took a mile type thing to me. And I'm like, I think it'll be more like tightened up where like everybody's holding each other accountable with the Ty Lue. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but I think like the Ty Lue regime will be way more buttoned up, and it's like a whole like the mentality.
It's hard to do that though, to now change and keep the same guys though, because they now have that mentality.
Yeah, but
they're used to taking an inch and getting a mile.
But if you
so now when you take that mile away,
if you establish it early, like right when you come in, training camp, all that, like new coach, new set of rules, I think it's like. Because if you take, like, if it starts the season and they're still on the same bullshit, then obviously, yeah, you're right. Then it's not going to be. But, like, I think I expect this group to be, like, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Like, almost like a way more professional tone. Whereas, like, Doc kind of seemed laid back. Like, the story all year was like, well, whatever. We're just waiting until the conference finals. We've already, like, I don't think that'll be at all. I think it's going to be way more, like, team on a mission. Like,
every day matters.
Yeah, I think it's going to be way more like that with the new regime. Might be wishful thinking, but it's a whole new coaching staff. So you know they have to bring a different perspective. You can't be running the same old.
Yeah, it's obviously wishful thinking, but it's like coordinated thinking because that's like one of the biggest clear issues was that. So it's like if this front office is as good as we think, they're going to hire people who has that at the top of their priority list.
Right. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Jake, like we were talking about last night though in our group text about Kawhi Leonard. Going down, reflecting now, because I think it was the video. It was just about how Kyle Lowry spoke about how they sacrificed so much.
Yeah, the post finals win interview with Rachel Nichols, him and Kyle Lowry together had resurfaced.
Yeah.
That's what brought this discussion.
Yeah, and it was essentially just about how Kawhi was so grateful for his teammates accepting the whole load management stuff and so forth, and that they all bought into it and didn't really have any questions.
No, but then remember he said he was like, you guys questioned it, like.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. In the beginning, it wasn't easy, but the dude still bought in and sacrificed for it.
Mm-hmm.
So then that brought up the question of like, well, did he do Toronto wrong by leaving, or like in hindsight, does he regret leaving? And was
looking back a year later, right? Looking back on it now, a year later, do you think
it's
it was
definitely
the right
too
move
early to say was it the right decision and so forth?
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's interesting to look at, did he do Toronto wrong?
I've never felt that he did. Even before he signed with the Clippers, I said, even if he leaves, I don't like. I think the only wrong
this can
was
be a
the
yes
Lakers
and no,
because it was like such a super team thing. I thought it was like, I think everybody would agree that would have been pretty.
Actually, being a homer.
No, it's not at all. Come on, everybody felt like that. Kawhi, AD, and LeBron, everybody felt like that would have been whack. It would have been KD proportions whack.
I would still feel the same way.
Anywhere other than that, and it was like literally no bias side. Like if Bron and AD were Celtics and he went there, I would have said the same thing. Like that's fucking ass, dude.
I guess I feel you, Zach.
I mean, he gave him everything that I told you this. He gave him everything they had. He didn't owe Toronto anything to me.
There's very few situations I think where like you owe a city more than one championship. You know, like LeBron is like kind of that rare case. Like you kind of owe. Yes, you owed Cleveland a championship and more. You owed them a lot. You had to give them everything. But LeBron's in like a class of his own with expectations. I think if you're a superstar player and you bring a city a championship, like you've done your part now. Like I've done my service to this city. I'm free to do as I wish. I can come back and rep this city forever and continue to try to do it here. But if I want to make another adventure, I've given you this. Like I've given you something that will literally be so cherished and like looked after for decades. Like this, like one championship is so valuable, especially with LeBron on his way out of the league, and you don't know who's going to kind of run the finals anymore after that. Like one championship is so big. So I don't know if I'd ever say he did Toronto wrong. Obviously, if you're a Toronto person, like you wish he stayed there. And I don't know if the Clippers are the right decision. It's typical.
I think it's somewhere in the middle
going on. So yeah, I don't know. I would never use the phrase like did them wrong because he did them right. He lived up to his expectations. I feel like in the one championship.
They have I think both sides has every right to feel whatever way they want. I think Toronto could feel a little salt. I don't think because it's evident they don't have a problem with him. Like they hugged him and everything. The GM hugged him and everything after the fact. Like they're still cool about everything, but it's still. I still would feel some type of way in a sense that like we did all of this for you. We gave you We laid out this beautiful blueprint for you. We rolled out the city. Everybody was offering him shit. Like they tried their best. I get you didn't want to be here and so forth. Like we can't force you to stay, and it's ultimately always your decision. But it's also up to us to feel like, damn, well, shit. We tried everything we wanted, and he spited us. So it's like
I don't think he
tried your
spited him,
hardest
though.
with
He kept
like
it
no
up
matter
front the
what,
whole
like you're
time.
gonna. Yeah, but no matter what, when you get rejected, you still feel hurt about it. Like you're still gonna. Feel
Yeah, you might feel a little
about it.
hurt, a little bit.
Because it's like, especially when you charge your hardest, like we hit our pinnacle, we could run it back, and you like, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt. Like no matter
think-
what you tell me,
I feel that.
Yeah.
that's
I think
always
what you're-
gonna hurt.
what you mean
Because
too,
it's like
Terrence-
you gave me one, we could have had two. Now look at what happened over there. What you did over there. Like I know it's early to see, but shit, look what we did with the team we just assembled. Made it just as far as you did. What if we would have still had you? Like you didn't even have to sign a long-term deal. You could have signed a 1-year deal with us. Just run it back.
And
we
I
won
think
the ship. Like who does? Like it's so wild to me. Like you won the ship there, and you was like, I'm out. That's just wild to me. Like
I think
that's unprecedented.
also the where you can see like possible bidder or whatever is like
Lowry traded his best
like
friend
you said
to get you.
You said like we sacrificed for you. I traded my best friend. We bought into your fucking bullshit with like the sitting and this shit that we don't really see around here. Like we bought into those things and we sacrificed and we did it your way. You were the guy and we had to do it your fucking way, but it worked. And now you're leaving when we're finally ready to do it again. Like
when
okay,
we all
like,
fucking bought in.
We bought into this bullshit and we sacrificed like you wanted us to do things that we didn't necessarily want to do, but it works.
Like,
Let's
yes,
do it
Jake,
again.
we agree
And now
with what you're
leaving-
gonna say, but
and
still,
now you're leaving us dry.
I know.
I can see that angle.
I can see-
but
but-
I think I gave you a championship, rules all. That's like the iron big dick in
And
the room. Like
of
you guys are
course,
kind of
like,
speaking
late.
You're kind of
Of
speaking as
course.
if at the beginning I said like, yeah, I'll come back, but the whole time I kept telling you like, I'm probably not
I
coming
get
back.
that.
But what if
I
we win?
understand that. I
I'm going home to
understand
Cali.
that. I
I
get
got
it.
fam.
I get it.
And everybody
I
was
get
like,
it.
okay, well,
Wishful
fuck
when you
it.
win.
Let's ride for 1 year. We're going to
But-
ride. And we fucking rode hard.
And it's like, cool. Now enjoy your time in LA, and we're going to scoff every single time you fail.
No scoffing. There's no hard feelings. It was GG's in the chat. A firm handshake to
It's
each other.
GG's in the chat, but scoffs in your head. Jake.
I
It's just
hope-
reality.
I wish you tons of
Legit.
success. As you too, sir. Like,
You're
cheerio.
lying to yourself, Jake.
And
You
they
are lying
cut
to
ways.
yourself.
I'm not. I think it was so respectful. I think it was good human communication.
I think Jacob's
I
closer
think-
to the truth.
I think when Masai
It's
and Jerry
somewhere in the middle. You're being unrealistic.
I think
like,
when
it's
Masai
emotion
and
applies.
Jerry-
Like
came to Kawhi and was like, you know, he traded for him and had to cut ties with DeMar DeRozan as
So
tough
you're
as that
telling me-
was. Kawhi told him, and Masai Jerry said, look, this is what we got going on. I think Kawhi told him, like, look, I'm not about losing. But I want to go home to California. We know this. So we have this year, and I'm going all in. These are my
Yeah, all that happened.
requirements.
All that.
And then he told the team, like, look, we're gonna go for it this year, but I'm probably out no matter what. If that's what it was,
then we shouldn't have bought in. Like
why?
if that-
Then you still
because,
get a
like,
chip. Who knows when you'll ever get the opportunity to get a
I
chip
don't know,
again?
dude. That's hard for me
That's-
to buy in.
That's
but
petty thinking. You
I
got
don't
to think bigger picture. Like,
My
I may
other-
never get this opportunity
I get
again.
that. Like I said, you can't argue. Like Zach said, at the end of the day, you have the get out of jail free card if I brought you a shit.
Exactly.
So blah blah blah. But I still have every right in my feelings to be like, we gave you everything. I sacrificed this, and you told me to kick rocks.
It was like
We're
a
still
tryout.
human.
Look,
And
if
now
you're
I'm not
nice
allowed to
like
go win
Serge, I'll
again.
bring you
I
along
feel
in
like-
a year.
I feel like Kyle's the one that feels like that, Terrence, because Kyle wants to win so bad.
1000%, and that's Mr.
Kyle's the
Toronto.
one
So
like,
like,
man, come on, like
I think Kyle
I
is
did
so.
it. I did it
like-
for you when we won. Let's do it again.
look, Kyle
I don't
Lowry's
think
a
that-
great dude. Jake, you're unrealistic, dude. Like
Yeah.
this
He
dude
definitely
is
feels like
happy
that, but he's
for
a professional.
Kawhi. He's happy for Kawhi because he's a professional. But at the same time, dude, we could have won here. I'm a competitive person. I want to win. We could have won here. I get it. You wanted to go home. Good for you. I'm happy. I hope you're enjoying yourself. But at the end of the day, we could have won here. We could have ran it back.
Look how the East shook
you.
out, Jake.
Thank you
Look
for
how
us
the
getting
East
your-
shook out this year.
I think
Exactly.
Kyle Lowry-
And that was my
I think
question.
Kyle Lowry is like a cool dude, and he was like,
That was
"I'm
my
stoked. I'm stoked. We got one. I appreciate you. Like, I'm doing my thing in Toronto. Like, I think it's such a fucking.
My question.
I think it's such mutual respect. Like, Kawhi's like, thanks for bringing me over and giving me this opportunity to make myself even bigger brand and all this. I'm going to win the championship. And Masai Ujiri and Kyle Lowry and all them are like, fuck yeah, we're super stoked. Thank you for giving
You've
the
been
sixth
so
championship.
like positive about it. That is not how that goes.
I don't, maybe I'm tripping today.
Look, dude, you're
I'm
telling
in
me.
La La Land
You're
today.
telling me.
La La
when
Land,
the,
fairy
when the
tale land.
Clippers got eliminated, you're telling me the Raptors players weren't watching that like, huh, fucking idiot. Like you telling me they didn't feel some type of way when they watched that? Like, come on, dude, you being unrealistic. Like,
Little
the players
bit, but not too
they
much,
watched
for
Kawhi's
sure.
team implode, and you're telling me that dude, they weren't like, huh, fucking idiot. We would have rolled out this shit, especially in this pandemic bubble.
Watching Miami play in the finals there for sure. Thinking,
Knowing they damn well would have been in the finals with the way the East shook out with Kawhi on their
just
team.
like you
Come
said,
on,
looking
come
how the
on.
I
season
can
played
see that,
out
but I still
with
think
everything
it's
going
mutual
on in the
respect.
pandemic. You thinking the repeat champs when they went into a bubble and been able to win?
Feeling
Come
good?
on, man.
Feeling the most
for sure.
tight team in the
I
bubble?
100%
Those players
feel
for sure watched that and was like, fucking idiot.
I
Like,
100%
hope you're happy
feel
over
your-
there. We're happy for you. Thanks for the shit, but we're still salty. Like,
Yeah,
they're not
But this
super
year I'm
salty,
petty.
but it's some
But this
salt,
year I'm
Jay.
petty.
It's still some
They might have
salt. in
laughed
it.
it off. They might have laughed a little bit. They might have.
Are they gonna show it?
laughed
No,
and
because
scoffed.
it's
Ding,
you can't
cheers.
show it because at the end of the day, you have the get out of free jail card. I'm not gonna show you that I'm salty because you won me and shit, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, we're still human. I'm gonna still feel some type of way behind closed doors, and I'm pretty
doubt.
sure that's how.
No
they feel.
doubt. When they watched
How
the
would
Clippers
they have
implode
felt-
and the East shook out with the Heat going to the finals, they for sure were like, "You dumb."
How do you think they would have
dumbass.
felt if the Clippers don't implode? Let's say the Clippers fairy tale ending and the Clippers win the championship. Do you think there's resentment on their side, or do you think they're like, "Good for you,
No.
Kawhi. Thanks for giving us
No,
They're
one"?
I
probably
think
like,
that'd be
"Good for you.
actually-
You're the man."
Yeah,
Like,
they,
whatever.
honestly, I think it might be that way. It would still be a little
You're
salty.
the
Damn, this
shit.
dude, we could have won. Damn, like, damn, he really nice. We could have won, but it's like, damn, this dude really is
Ding,
nice.
ding, ding.
Like, look at.
The homie really super
dude
nice.
really
I wish he
bouncing
would have came
shit.
back. Jesus.
I think it really would have been that way because then you would have to look at it like, man, this dude really goes to city bringing titles. Like, this man's
This
different.
man's crazy.
Maybe he'll come back one day. Like it'd just be
Like,
crazy.
yeah, it's-
Like
come back, Kawhi. Like shit. Like I don't think
Told
you
you,
can be salty.
Your 1 year was a
But-
tryout. Surge was nice, so Surge gets to come along for the new journey. Sucks to suck. Sorry, dude. Should have been better.
Kyle's like to
I-
me, let me out of here. That's fucked up. They got to get Kyle some help, and they traded his best friend for that. That's-
Maybe
Kyle
he's
got
some
his
fan,
one.
right?
He's good. He's a happy man.
never.
Speaking-
Jacob, when you're good enough to be in the NBA and be that good, you're never satisfied.
Plus, once you get one, you need at least one more. You want to do it at least one more
When
time.
you have the bite of the best pizza you've ever had in your life, do you just settle for one piece?
Never.
Championship is the best NBA feeling you could have. You don't settle for just
You
one.
know-
You want another one.
Who's not moving? It sounds like is what's going on in Houston, and that's
He's
gonna
gonna
be
go.
interesting
He'll be gone. He'll
because
be gone by trade deadline. Both of them.
I don't
probably.
think they're trading either one of them.
Why
I
not?
really don't.
You
Why?
can't.
They're going to be fourth in the West, third in the West. Like that's why.
No, they
And
don't
they
want to
added
play.
the pieces they need.
It's what we just talked about.
But Harden and both players have said they don't want to do that though.
Here's what's
Neither
crazy.
both
Here's
players
what's
said they don't
crazy
want to
with
get
you two right
traded
now.
though.
Here's what's crazy about you.
They
When
both
I
said it though.
when we were talking about the Clippers like last week, the week before, and I'm like, with roster now, they're still going to be championship contender, 2 seed, like in that position. You guys both told me, but you didn't win. It doesn't matter. You need to find new ways. And now we're going to hold hostage Russell Westbrook and James Harden because they're still a 4 seed. But the Clippers
Who's
can't.
holding them hostage?
You guys are. They want to leave, and you guys are like, nope. We're just
Who?
going to
Who
keep
said
them.
they
If
wanna
the,
leave?
if the right deal's not there, I'm not giving them away.
Who said they want to leave though?
Both of them. Russell
All the
Westbrook has
reports are saying these are all false though.
Well, of course, now that you're gonna maybe have to start season together, you got to try to cloud the waters. But they for sure, you don't think they want out? Come on, dog. They definitely
feel
want
that.
out.
I don't know if they want out. I truly don't know what the hell is going on.
I think they
the
want
NBA is full of soap operas. I have no
Gone
idea
by
what's
trade
going on.
deadline.
Also
They're
very
gone.
fair. Also very fair.
I have no idea what's going on.
They fucked up by letting it out early because it diluted their trade market. It made every other organization go, "Oh, you guys want out? Cool, you can take peanuts for it." And they're like, "Well, no. Like, we want what's their value." And they're like, "Well, good luck playing with 2 guys that don't want to play right now." So,
Well, Jake,
haha.
We'll definitely give you your roses and clip this in future reference again if you get this right. Because
The agents fucked up by releasing it the way they did, and early it was like every organization was like, "Cool, now we hold the cards, and Houston has to sell low."
If I had
was
to
like,
put a
if-
wager on it, I would bet they're staying this season. And they're
If
gonna
they
play.
They
keep it
start the season there.
buttoned
They're
up-
staying there.
No, they
No.
play the season there. Unless that team just starts off ass, like they just don't win any games at the start of the season, I can see them maybe blowing it up then. But if they start off competitive with the signings that they have, I don't see why they wouldn't be a competitive team in
I'm
the
saying.
West. So I don't think those guys want to leave. James Harden loves Houston.
Jacob,
Like, that man loves Houston. Like I can't
And-
emphasize that enough. That brother loves Houston. He ain't trying
Yes,
to
they
leave.
don't want to be there, Jake, but you also don't purposely lose basketball games or sports games when you're an
They send him
athlete.
to
You just
Atlanta.
don't do that. When
No, but you're not
when
going
the
to play your
ball is
highest
tipped,
level when you're not trying to play next to the guy beside you.
I don't think
I
it's
see
as
why he
deep
wanted
as you
to.
think. I don't think they're going to be out there resenting each other like
close.
that. They're still going to be a top 4 or 5 team in the West if that team shakes out with both of them on the starting roster, and we know that. Whether they want to
The
be there
Hawks
or
should go
not,
after
they're
James
going to
Harden.
be good.
Dude, they already
Everyone should
got
go after
45 guards.
Just the city
Out
would
of
appeal to
46.
Harden. I'm just trying to think the cities on Harden's
Strippers.
wish list. Yeah,
Anyone-
it's
any
probably
major
not
market.
because it's purely
Who's going to
basketball.
end up
so
moving to Vegas?
Houston's a good market. Yeah, that's a funny one. Oh God,
New York,
they're gonna get James Harden.
Houston,
if they ever
New York,
get, if
LA.
a Vegas team goes there.
Miami.
LA's no,
Atlanta,
Miami,
Vegas.
LA. I mean, LA's not one. Miami's a good one.
LA's not one?
Brooklyn depends. Yeah, LA's a good one. Brooklyn, LA.
Atlanta.
I feel like
Houston,
Atlanta's
Miami.
the best. Houston and Atlanta are low key the best. So
Yeah.
And
I'm
Miami.
telling you, he ain't leaving Houston. He ain't leaving Houston. Y'all lying.
He's waiting to see who's gonna end up being the franchise in Vegas, and that's where he's gonna be like the star on the back end of their career that opens up Vegas, brother.
I would be legitimately shocked if James Harden is a Houston Rocket after the trade deadline. Like legitimately shocked.
Better
He's gonna
talk
get. He's not
Just
gonna
did,
finish
Jake.
his career there or
On air.
anything, but next, like if they start the season there, and like Sharon said, barring them being vastly under 500, they're gonna finish the season there.
I don't agree at all. Not one bit, mate.
Um,
All right. Well, last on NBA. Y'all see
It's
the city
got
jerseys?
somebody's neighborhood has
programs.
I
has
got
a
I live
car
on
theft
top of
problem.
a 7-Eleven. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry.
Hey man, Hobo's got to eat, and he's like, I'm gonna sell this car to a chop shop. So I get it, dude. It's all good.
Whoa.
It's not my whip. My whip's half a mile away, living in the city.
No,
So we
accusation.
wouldn't know if it was your whip.
Yeah. Okay, it's gone.
Go ahead, Terrence. Sorry.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything. I was just talking about the
He
city
said
jerseys.
city jerseys.
Oh, Clippers nailed it this year. Remember, we did this last year, and I said I was 50-50 on the white ones. They were cool, but I thought they were a little cheesy, San Andreas-y. I like them a lot in black with the white trim. Won't lie. Miami, always. I don't know how they keep doing it. It's crazy.
I think it's the
Crazy,
best one.
right?
I
Right?
hate Miami's.
Is it
I
the
wish
best-
Miami would have just kept the same one.
I think
don't like it.
they're getting a little carried away, but I really looked at it and I was like, okay,
No,
this
it's
is
fire.
actually heat. Like I mean, I can't. No pun intended. I
It's
can't
nice,
even
but-
like. try
Last
to-
year was perfect.
Hey, last year was perfect. Last year was probably their best one. I have them all up right here.
I
Don't
think they
ever
have the
change it.
best. I think they have the best city jerseys out.
Share your screen, Jake, if you got them all up. Share your screen.
Hold up, my internet's being a little choppy. Okay, I think I can do it. Let's see.
I'll just share me the link and I'll share it.
Let's see. Well, let's give it a try, bud.
As I say, man, if you can't handle the power.
It's too much pressure.
He got nervous.
How do I?
Oh, I don't have screen sharing. So I just went to
right, well,
NBA.
just send me the
You
link
just
then.
go to NBA.com and it's like the first story right there. It says track every New Jersey, and you can just scroll down through them. Atlanta crushed it with theirs. They have good the MLK ones. I like the black unis. We were talking about this black on unis over white unis all the time.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
I don't like that Charlotte is Buzz City. I feel like that is so cheesy. Or is that just me?
I like it.
Their court is pretty dope though. I'm looking at the court right now. It's pretty pretty good.
Tight.
So, this the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of showing like all your unis too, like even your throwbacks. There's a Brooklyn one that's gonna pop up that's really good looking.
The MLK one is fire too.
Yeah, I love
my
the MLK one.
services- It's taking so long to load this page up. It's
Okay,
like
cool. So then it
1,000
wasn't
images.
just my internet then, cool, because that's what was happening to me. I was like, man, it's kind of choppy, a little
It's like
choppy, mate.
It's a million images is loading up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's probably why.
The court,
the
when you
court.
know the city edition court for Charlotte is great.
Taco, this dude is a star. Yep, that's it for Brooklyn. I mean Boston. Boston sucks.
No, they had another one, I think. But I don't know. They look like practice jerseys. Are
It's
those-
supposed to be something loading up here.
That's their city ones, the ones that say Boston Celtics like that. That is
Yeah.
so corny to me. That looks like a practice jersey. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's so fly.
Alright.
That is
That looks
great
like
news.
the Drazen Petrovic one.
That's probably when that was from. That's like it said that one says their classic edition.
This shit's taking forever.
Here, you want me to share? You
Cool,
want me to give it a try?
cool,
I got other shit. Let me give it a try.
I thought
Oh,
you said you
it
couldn't
says.
share.
Oh yeah, it said host disabled.
Hold on.
Attendee screen sharing. Try to disable that.
Look at Terrence over there with the Thanos power.
I told you, bro. He's drunk with power these days. He's drunk with it.
Don't allow everyone to be able to do everything. Everything ain't everything.
It's crazy.
All right, let me
This feels
see.
like this whole took. There's levels to this shit way too deep. Now there's
Way
like
too
levels
far
to
in life.
inside the podcast. There's levels to recording. There's levels to power. You know what? I'm done. I just can't.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Intern.
And somehow I'm always on the bottom level. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You know why? You know why? You know why? If you know why, you know why. All right, I don't even know where to go to figure this out. That's why you guys don't have the capability.
Probably before we start recording. What a bummer.
That's all right. I'll tell you right now. Miami's got the most fire ones. We all knew South Beach was about to really hammer it, and they did. I don't know if I like the Clipper ones any better or worse than last year. I think they both kind of suck.
What you were first off? You said they were the hottest thing in the game last year.
I liked them, but overall, they're just too fool, dude. Like they're just too
Too
San
fool.
Andreas. They're
There
just
you go,
too
Jake.
San
Go ahead.
Andreas, fool. Like I just can't.
Yeah, well, there we go.
But I mean, other than that, yeah,
We
it's
here?
cool. I am in a big black
Just went
screen.
black. All right, there
Oh,
we go.
cool. There you are.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
those
see-
are terrible. They're supposed
This
to
is-
be like
these
the
are- how
Raptors,
corny are
but
these?
they turn into-
How corny
Yeah,
is
those
that?
are terrible.
That looks like a practice jersey, right?
Shit said from the rafters. Yeah, that's just stop it.
That just looks like something from the 60s.
It just looks so tacky. These are Heat. These are classic. Unveiled their classic edition, which was worn in the 1991 season. It says the
Yeah,
shorts
those
are
are
actually
gas.
pretty
Those are
hard.
7, KD.
Yeah, shorts are fire.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, KD's wearing 7, I believe.
That's the court. Court's pretty solid too.
Yeah, court's big gas.
Charlotte
Oh,
stuff.
those are fire though.
Here's the Buzz City. Like the
Ooh,
color
I like
is
those.
dope,
That is
and I
hard.
like it. I just
Yeah,
Oh, I
don't
need
like
those shorts.
I just don't like the term Buzz
Yeah,
City.
I
Yes, the
definitely
shorts
need the
are a
shorts.
must cop.
With the
Those are
Jordan.
Jordan shorts.
Look at
Oh,
this.
Jesus.
This is
Oh,
hard.
my
Oh,
though.
yeah.
This is hard. This is where
Oh,
it's
I'm
at
getting
right
50
here.
on
That
that
shit
court. You
looks
got to go
right.
off on that court.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, that
goodness.
shit
This is
LaMelo
this is
gotta get
greatness
off.
right here. Outside the
Oh, they
paint
bought
right here.
Oh, I got to
This
cop a
is good.
LaMelo jersey. Oh, I'm gonna have to cop the LaMelo. That's hard.
The Chicago
I
ones
like
are good
that.
too. They're like
Oh, I
got
like
a
that.
real
That's fancy.
radio music hall feel to
Yeah,
them.
that's fancy. I like that.
No little plans. That's actually kind of cool, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Do I dare try to get this video? This is just Utah, by the way. They just stole Utah shit. If anybody knows, like this was the Utah
that's
color scheme from last year.
That's poop.
That's not even your color. Like
60 degrees of fresh. They're just gonna throw a circle, Jake. That's all it is. It's gonna
yeah,
be
that's what I
poop.
said earlier. Dallas is good. I like the
Gas.
white and gold. White and gold is a good look to me.
Big guy. I like
Terrence
those
is
shorts.
not impressed. Not
I like
impressed.
those shorts.
Looks like a soccer jersey.
That's probably why I like it
Which
so
I
much.
love.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want every soccer jersey alive.
No.
Motor City again. Motor City's
No.
always been cheesy. I kind of liked it. I think they added this
No.
year, the Detroit, Michigan. I kind of
Just
like
the jersey
that.
is ugly. Like the whole
Think-
structure of it. The pants. I like the little red and black strip down the side though.
These were great.
Fire.
I like this, but I don't like this.
Why?
Like it's something missing. Just something's missing. But it's fire though. But it's not
Yeah,
the top
Bring
one.
those back.
Yes, that's
sir.
Pacers are great. Gotta have those
Bring those back.
pinstripes when you think about the
Because
paint.
like, wait, go back up to the Warrior ones, Jake. That's
yeah.
the City Edition. That's not their old ones, right? Yeah, see, it's an Oakland Forever one. Yeah, that's like a remake.
This is their Nike City Edition design, which is what they did. They tried to bring that. They wanted that like back into it. You know what I mean?
You wanted Oakland, you should have stayed there.
Right. You're playing in
Assholes.
fucking Frisco now. You're not even playing on that side of the bay.
Assholes.
Bring,
Can't never miss
I
it. Pinstripe.
actually like this Motorola ad. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why, but I love that.
I like
shit.
most of the
Motorola
ads.
jersey.
Yeah, they've done a good job of just keeping it like small,
Simple.
little, not over the top with it. These are hot. With the white trim is what really makes
I
this
like the
jersey.
shorts with the one side red and the
I don't
other
understand
side
the
blue.
right-
Are you
I don't get
what are
why
you
the-
talking
the
about?
Clippers
This
do
guy's
that
lost
right.
it. Look at this guy said this guy's out of shape. You guys have the volume too?
Okay. No.
That's Mr. Cartoon. That guy's actually very famous in like
The sweeter the
Latino
juice,
street culture.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I believe that's who that was. That's out of shape? That guy looks buff as shit, Terrence. He does look like Kendrick.
That's Kendrick Lamar. It's not even Kawhi Leonard, dude.
He
Oh shit, it's
usually
Kawhi Leonard.
conflicted.
No. He's conflicted.
Yeah, Zach, I'm big on those this year, actually. I'm way big on those.
You won't get one.
I might. I already have a black jersey, but I kind of want that black jersey. I got the black PG. I might have to get it black with somebody else. Always. Memphis is another team
like the
that
neck.
continuously nails it.
I gotta get a Ja jersey, man.
Like this? Woo!
Just bring those
That's
back. Big fire.
the Sharif jerseys. Those are fly. The Wraith of France.
Mm-hmm. Bucks going with a baby blue. I haven't seen these.
Those
I like
shorts
that.
are gas. That's actually.
I kind of like both
fire
of these.
uniform in
I actually
general.
really like this jersey.
Yeah, that's fire. Those shorts.
Why did
are
we didn't do a
super
Giannis
fire.
one? We branded it with Middleton, which is cool.
Yeah,
Like
he
I
might
like
be
Chris.
leaving. That's alarming.
Like what? We didn't brand it with Giannis?
He's leaving. That's alarming.
Oh,
Weak. I don't like
I
this.
kind of like that.
Oh,
I don't like
like
this.
that.
I
Very
don't like it.
French.
I like
Very-
these.
Really
very-
looks like a
very
soccer jersey, though.
Louisiana.
I like
That
this.
looks a lot like a soccer jersey.
This looks like it should be
Yeah,
like the French national team jersey.
That's fire.
Those shorts
Well,
are
it's
gas,
Nola. Very French, bro.
I feel that.
The shorts are fire.
I'm okay with these. I
Yes.
like these a lot this year.
Winner. Nope. That might be the best one outside of.
I don't know. I like Chicago's a lot.
No,
These are-
I
this is
forgot
great.
which one I even like the best. That was fire though.
Orlando, I kind of like the orange. I don't know why. I kind of do.
Yeah, solid. It's not bad.
It's weird though. Just as, like, I mean, I get it, like Orlando and all the oranges, but like, I just didn't think that was a color for them.
That's tight.
Keep scrolling.
Oranges is.
I like these a lot. I like these a lot too, by
I
the
do
way.
too.
Yeah.
I think I saw mixed reactions on the internet about these, but I really liked these.
It's tough when
I
you
might like
bring
that
in
Buzz
these
City
big
the best.
city designs and like these big
Like,
picture type
Sky,
things.
like skylines and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, like these just it's like those are kind of tough to nail, but that one was good. I like that one.
Oh, I gotta watch a video to see these.
Memphis
I haven't seen
might be
these
my
yet.
favorite.
I haven't seen the Philly ones yet. Narrated by Allen Iverson.
Sick. Wait, can't get this on.
It's playing through my headphones. That's the only way I can do it.
Oh.
So to me, it sounds great. But I want to see this uniform, so we got to do it like this. Okay.
This is quite the unveiling.
No JoJo. Still haven't seen
Bring-
JoJo yet.
They bring Doc over here, and it's all about hard work now, or what?
Since when?
Yeah, exactly.
Trash.
Okay. Kind of weak. I like that it's black, but I don't
Super
like
weak.
it's like a looks like my
Number.
niece drew the houses.
Poop. Poop a scoop with the number in the middle.
Zach poop.
Big poop.
Yeah.
Can't believe
all
we just
that
wasted
to
a minute.
unveil that. Yeah, that was weak.
Trash.
And then now a
Big
bunch
trash.
of bullshit dunks.
I love
Those are
these
tight.
that they say Oregon. I love that they just say Oregon.
I love that bio free shit too. Whoa, those are fire. Whoa,
The
Never
those-
seen
majestic
that always
landscape.
nails
Of,
it.
yeah,
whoa,
this is
those
pretty
are
cool
fire.
to like signify the mountains and stuff.
Oh, that's fire.
King
your boys.
Sacktown. This is all they gave us. This is kind of tough to look at, but looking like it's going to be good.
That's fire. I need the shorts. Damn, I might be buying
90
one.
or 1985 baby blue road uniform.
Come on, Nike. I mean, NBA.com. Give us a buy one, get
Love
one,
it.
get
Always
one,
loved
get one
these.
deal.
Always loved these uniforms. Always did.
I'm gonna need a buy one, get one, 3 free.
Yeah, I need some
Yeah.
shit like that too.
Buy one and get 3 free shorts. Like I need something like that.
Okay.
All right.
Solid
I
look.
feel like I've seen those before.
Fade to black. Oh, we got to go one more video to end it.
Down to go another movie to end it with the Jazz.
Better
though?
be good.
Where's the
Better be good
Wizards?
this time.
Yeah, I didn't see Wizards on there. Maybe they haven't unveiled anything yet.
They all late to the party and shit.
Everybody's been doing it on their own terms and stuff, making sure they get their unis right, I think.
Nah, typical Washington.
I'm kind of got high hopes for this. Utah usually has good unis.
It looks like the same.
Look,
shit.
it's the same shit. They're just going into black shorts. It's the same shit that fucking Denver
shit is
has.
trash.
Denver just totally bit their shit.
That shit is trash.
Oh, okay, wait. That's a little different.
What
Not
is that
bad.
color scheme? That shit is trash.
It's not bad to me. But Denver just totally stole their shit.
Okay, this one's better.
That
Wait,
logo
no,
is
it's the
weak.
back of it. The back was better. I wasn't feeling that. The black forces.
Why do they keep?
Nobody
Why do they
hoops in-
keep flying the black forces?
Oh, Royce O'Neal's a black force guy. Oh, are we trying to insinuate he's tough guy?
Hashtag dark mode. That logo
Royce
is
O'Neal's
so
the tough
basic
guy.
and
now?
weak.
He's high top black force guy, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing now. I don't see anything for Washington. I think a couple
Cool.
teams weren't in here. They haven't done theirs yet.
Some good stuff. Yeah, there's no Lakers in there. There's a few teams that aren't in there.
That city one was fire.
They haven't put the Heats in there yet either.
Cool.
And we're back.
Cool. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, well. It
Guys
is
wanna go
now
touch the
what?
gridiron?
NFL? Yes, sir. It's NFL time.
As always, when we switch over, this podcast brought to you by 5starvintage.com. All your best retro vintage needs, clothing, cool gift stuff. It is now the holidays, gift giving season. Go to 5starvintage.com, put in promo code OTHERTEAM, all one word, 15% off your next order. Retro, cool stuff. Go get it while it's hot. 5starvintage.com. On the football.
5starvintage.com.
Gridiron. I guess I'll just say week 12
They suck.
still hasn't finished, hasn't been completed yet. I guess that'll just tie right into what we're saying. Crazy COVID week for NFL. Ravens
Insert
Steelers.
Dennis Rodman meme. Click
In-
here, click here, click here, click here,
Trying
click here.
to navigate through a COVID week like in the NFL. Be like,
Scheduling is just nuts. So Ravens Steelers move for the third time since Thanksgiving. Now being played tomorrow, Wednesday, the 2nd of December.
How long have they had off?
Crazy. Probably close to 2 weeks. And then you have on the flip side of it that the NFL made the Broncos play on Sunday with no quarterback, as the entire quarterback room was deemed close contact.
That
to
went well,
Jeff
though.
Driscoll, who came up positive. And then the
Totally went
Broncos
well
end
for
up getting-
Denver. Totally went
Broncos
well
end up getting. This is my weirdest thing is like, how can you really make Denver go to battle like that when you already have a game that you're going to play on Wednesday this week anyways? Like, you couldn't schedule the Broncos for today and they couldn't have got a quarterback cleared by today? Is that what you're telling me?
They're like, Denver, screw you.
I suck
Like,
already.
that's
Fuck
crazy.
it.
That's crazy to me.
Playoffs?
That's so brutal.
Shut up, Denver.
That's
Just go
so
play.
brutal to me. And as expected, like I said, Vic Fangio against Taysom Hill is going to be all over it, and he was. Taysom Hill was terrible this week, but they got away with it because the NFL played favorites between the Ravens and Saints and told Ravens, Steelers, and Saints all got to be on the favorites list and told the Broncos to go shove it. You guys aren't any good this year anyways. Let's go get this game out of the way. And end up having Milton, who hasn't played quarterback since he was a Wildcat at Wake Forest, have to come up from
Wildcat.
practice squad and go play. Like that's
This is
fucking
why
grimy to me.
I was telling
That's,
you
that's
Zach,
my one beef with NFL COVID was this whole situation.
But this is what I've been saying. Like through the year, like they haven't really put anything into place plan wise. Like yeah, they've been trying to be more effective with the mask on the sidelines and outside
That's
of it.
just
but,
all
like,
propaganda.
exactly, but that's just all PR to make it look like you're. Where really it was what you said when we would talk about, do you think college football is going to start? And you would always tell me like they're playing on a whole field we don't know about because of the money and stuff. Like that's the NFL, man. Like they're playing on a field and I think they were just like, hey, we can probably just bull through this season, and then by next season, the world will be much more in order. We'll be able to figure it out, and it's like I think it's reaping its head in the last couple of weeks. Where like. And like, because the whole country, COVID is running rampant throughout the whole country with holidays, and you're visiting people, and your contact with this virus is becoming more and more stretched during the holidays with people traveling and your family traveling and seeing and stuff like that. And now it's like COVID is running rampant in the NFL for the past 2, 3, 4 weeks. And they don't really have a plan other than like, here's a couple extra IR spots and good luck. It's too late in the year to cancel games and reschedule them. You have to play them every week.
What my question is like, what is the NFL doing that's so wrong? Like that's so bad because players and teams are contracting it, which you knew was probably going to happen because they're not in an isolated bubble state. Like, I don't know how that falls in the NFL. I think the NFL has done a good job of making sure the games get
NFL's
played
problem is
and keeping everyone as safe as possible. Like,
I think it's the fact that they keep trying to get the games played. I think it's just so tone deaf at this point. You have such an outbreak at this moment. It's like, we got to get this under control. Like,
Here's
when the
my thing they
NBA
could have
had a
done.
wild outbreak, you got to figure out how to get it under control because it's clearly hitting several teams.
Why didn't you, when you were making the schedule at the beginning of the season, why didn't you like add like a national bye week or something, or make it like, I know the Super Bowl is flexible, more flexible than it has been in previous things because not other events are probably being played at the stadiums where the Super Bowl is going to be played, right? Like, so you have more leeway to reschedule. Why didn't you add during the year, like, okay, after week 7, we're taking a 2-week stop from the NFL period or a 1-week stop and no teams are playing, and like, you know, everybody go home, get COVID under control. If you have COVID on your team, you get it under control, whatever, yada, 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 things like that. Why didn't you make it more flexible? So like, okay, here's
because nothing's to stop it from starting up in the 2 weeks after.
With that,
here's an extra bye week for every team. That way, if you do get COVID and you have to cancel games, it's easier to reschedule. Okay, Steelers and then both still have an extra bye week. Blah blah blah. You can play them. Like, you didn't leave yourself any flexibility throughout the season. So now when things happen, you're just bowling through it. That's something that I feel like they could have done.
The only viable solution that you gave was that extra bye week for every team to help scheduling. That makes a ton of sense. But you said halfway through the season, take 2 weeks off. We're in week 12. We could have done that exact thing, and we would have had a big COVID outbreak this week and been in the exact same situation.
Yeah.
But you could have done like the MLB where like their stuff was flexible in the sense that like if a game couldn't get played because of COVID or something, like they could make it up later on down the road and stuff like that. You didn't leave yourself, like you have all these hard dates for when the playoffs start, when the Super Bowl is, like if
That's
you
true.
left it soft dates so that way you could reschedule easier like other sports did, then I think you'd been way more prepared.
Very hard to compare it to other sports when you have in baseball, which you can actually get 2 games done in one day, multiple times a week to make up, and basketball where you can play games 3 straight days if you have to make up ground, where regardless we have to play once, we can only play once every 5 days at best, and if I do play once or twice in between 5-6 days, then I need 10 days off. So it's a lot harder to go into rescheduling compared to those sports where you can play so many games.
But yes and no though, because it's way less games.
Yes.
And way less hazards to try to, way less bricks to move, but they're heavy ass bricks. I get it. It's tough.
I don't think the NFL has like done a bad job. I think like when COVID outbreak happens, it's easy to just like gut reaction, be like, oh, they're handling it terrible. But like no one's in an isolated state. Like it's not.
You bring a good point.
It's not the NFL's fault when guys aren't being committed to being safe. When guys aren't being committed to being, and that goes not just for players, for staff members, for everyone that's part of the operation. It's not the NFL's job when one of those teams breaks down. And you've seen it on Hard Knocks. What did Sean McVay say? Sean McVay said the team that wins this year will be the most disciplined team, top to bottom, in and out, players, staff, everyone. If you're disciplined, you're going to be successful this year. And I don't think that's the NFL's job if guys aren't disciplined and if teams and their organizations aren't disciplined.
Right. Got to button it up.
That's a good perspective from it.
For sure. Got to button it up. I think I don't have a problem with it. Like, I don't think I've heard of any NFL player with serious medical problems be forced to play or be put in an unsafe position. I think obviously guys have contracted it, but how many top tier athletes who have no prior existing health conditions have contracted COVID and been hurt by it serious? No one. Not one of us could think of one guy. So like that being said, I think you guys have been with guys that end up having underlying health conditions, which is like many sicknesses, which is very unfortunate. But people who don't have underlying health conditions and pre-existing health conditions are fine. So that being said, I think we have to get the games played, and
But I don't think some of those players had pre-existing health conditions. Like it is now a result of what COVID is. Because isn't it the thing that some of these athletes can contract the whole heart condition thing?
The myocarditis.
Exactly. So it's like some of these guys actually are contracting that. So we can't just say COVID's not affecting these guys long term. To me, I do agree in the sense that like the NFL is trying, and it's not like it is a little scapegoatish to be like it's all the NFL's fault. But I do think where the NFL takes the blame is the tone deafness of like, they're like, okay, well, fuck it. You got COVID? Click here then. Click here then. Click here then. Click here then. Fuck you, Denver. Play now. It's like, okay, well, this is why
I totally get that.
You're tone deaf about it. Like when the NBA was way better about it, even though the NBA still had their COVID cases and so forth. But the NFL is just very, very tone deaf about it. And they had the most time to prepare about it. They've seen every other league do it. And then this is your approach to it. It's like, we're the big bad NFL and we're going to do what the fuck we're going to do. And no matter what, we're going to present our brand. And it's like,
I think there's a little bit of arrogance there too. 100%.
It's
just like above the law-ish type feel. Not that they're like doing anything above the law, but just like that.
Exactly.
I kind of get that feel. I can see that.
It's the opening day for the NBA is in 3 weeks, I believe. Actually, 3 weeks from today, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 22nd or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's opening. Yeah.
3 weeks from today. It's 21
Ignore
days.
me. Yeah, ignore me.
So, like, I haven't heard anything about the protocols for the NBA or like what their steps are going to be. I kind of feel like, which I think is a good thing to me, because I expect the NBA is typically like a league that is not like, you know, like the NFL will just do shit and not tell you kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like they don't. The NBA is way more forthcoming and transparent. I think, with a lot of the moves they make, and especially with things like this when the bubble happened. I think they're making sure like they are like real buttoned up with their COVID protocols. And I'm really anticipating, like, I'm really anxious to see some of the rules they have in place to try to keep contact to a minimal and stuff. So I am really interested in seeing what they do, because it's going to be different. It's not the bubble anymore, I don't believe.
Exactly my point. Yep.
So teams will be traveling. You'll have interstate travel and stuff like that. How is your scheduling going to be? Are they just going to like when I go to the East Coast, am I going to spend like 3 weeks on the East Coast and just bang out like every matchup with Boston, New York? Like if I'm,
I think they're going to do like a mini bubbles per teams. Like I think they're going to have like a group of 4 teams play each other.
For for 2 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah, which would be genius in my opinion if they do it that way. But I think the NBA has an advantage in the sense, that's a poor choice of words to use in a fucking pandemic. But from a business perspective, they have an advantage because they've already went through this, and now they get to watch other teams go through it, like other organizations, or other leagues. What am I saying? Other leagues go through it, like the NFL, and how the NFL is struggling. But the NFL didn't have a bubble, which the NBA is no longer trying to do. They're trying to not have a bubble. So to see the NFL have sports without a bubble is an advantage for the NBA to see how they're going about it, see their failures and how they can clean that up. So I do think the NBA, but it's a completely different game. Like the NFL can't have 4 teams stay in an area and have them play. Or they maybe could. I don't know. Maybe they should have thought of that. But on paper, it sounds a lot harder.
And stuff. Yeah.
On paper, it sounds a lot harder than it is in the NBA, though. And ultimately, that is the difference between the two sports. So.
I think we're going to have a very good opportunity to truly judge the NBA on the same field that the NCAA football and the NFL, the MLB, that everyone, and MLS now, these soccer leagues, we get to judge them on the same level as everyone else now that they're going to finally be on the same level, being outside the bubble. Certain stadiums have already announced they'll have certain capacity. Other stadiums have announced they'll have no fans. Certain states are now saying there's no games allowed. So like they'll be on the same, they'll get the same roller coaster that all these other leagues have had. Whereas, and not again, I'm not saying that this is as a knock, like, whereas they just nailed it the first time and set up the bubble and just like rocked it, like totally crushed it. But you can't do that for a full season. So it'll be interesting to see the NBA
players don't want to do
navigate
that again.
now. Exactly. And it'll just be interesting to see how they navigate like the circumstances like every other league has kind of had to adapt to.
Well, I will say this. I'll give the NFL their credit for having the season happen because it allowed my Lions to fire Matt Patricia and Bob.
Shout out for sure. Good transition.
Another fantastic transition. You feel me? But
it was a good weekend for tennis. Good holiday weekend for tennis.
Like, it wasn't, but it was.
No, it was. This was a positive.
We got dog walked in like twice in 6 days. Like it was bad.
This is a positive though.
But at the same time, it was a good day. We got that. And I've been looking at the coaches that I want. I'm starting to get off the Eric B train, and I'm all on the Salah train. Like,
he's the man of the moment.
Yes, yes, I am.
You want the Robert Salah, huh?
Yes, because I think we need that guy on the sideline that's turned up. Like, let's get this. Like, we need the fire and
culture change.
Yeah, we need to exactly. That's what it is. The culture change. I think Eric B is a little scary. The reason why I'm not on Bohemian as much no more, because I still think he's a fantastic coach, but I'm a little scared for what just happened to me with Matt Patricia. Maybe he is just
living off of Andy Reid, which I don't think, but it just scares the shit out of me right now. So I don't really know if I want to do that right now. So sign me up. Richard Sherman's talking this man up for a job. He's a fantastic hype man. He needs to get a little bit percent of the cut.
Saleh kind of brings that energy where, like, he gets his first head coaching job at, say, a place like your Detroit Lions.
He's from Detroit.
Like the way he would walk in on day one, you get this, like, you can envision him kind of like trying to turn everything around, change the attitude, and like impact day one. He gives that energy. He brings
exactly.
Exfoliates that energy from himself,
and
I can see why you want to go there.
If that happened, the ideal is if that happened, he would be bringing like the assistant player personnel, or either the whoever's in charge of player personnel, or either assistant from the Niners, who are fantastic at drafting and player analysis.
Yeah,
so
John Lynch has crushed it over there. He's built a very good crew.
Run that if that's the case. Like,
if you're gonna go pick off of what the Niners are doing over there, I'm not against that. That's totally
pick out that front office. Like,
they have nailed it. They ain't got Shanahan.
Watch us not do any of that. We won't do any of these cool things that I'm suggesting. But you heard it here first. I'm happy to see it. But
if you do go the Saleh way, the question then is like who does he know, or who's going to be like his offensive guy? Because we still have the offensive questions with you. Do you trust him to bring in an offensive coordinator to
yes, I do. Okay. But as long as he doesn't want to do some dumb shit and be like, bring back Bevel or something like that, it's like, hell no. Clean house and bring in the guys.
I don't think they would bring in the same corner. I think he would typically get probably a full new coaching staff.
With a young guy
that's
like
just my thoughts. Sure. I doubt none of these things happen. Watch us sign John Harbaugh or something stupid. I mean, Jim Harbaugh. But or fucking something stupid. We need something stupid, but hopefully they do that. But that might be stupid. Who knows? But
my team also got a new GM.
Show somebody the door.
Yeah, I mean,
I know Doug's on his way out too. Then
I'm assuming Doug's gone too. Then I've always told you guys I actually don't mind Dave Caldwell. I think he's actually a decent.
No, I gotta read this stat because I had to write this the other day. I'll read this for you. But keep going though.
Like, I thought he has made some good moves for the organization. Like, obviously built that great defense that went to an AFC Championship game. Should have went to a Super Bowl. He drafted like guys like Leonard Fournette, Jalen Ramsey. Those are good drafts, good draftings. Yannick Ngakoue, found him. Miles Jack is great. Josh Allen, great draft.
Those are all high first round picks.
Keelan Cole.
A lot of organizations miss on first round picks. That's what I'm saying. We nail our first round. Like, we nail that. Keelan Cole found deep in the draft.
You've had some good receivers you found.
This is Caldwell. Caldwell was hired in January 2013. Has only one winning season. His record was 39-86 and lost 10 or more games in every season except 2017.
10 or more L's. That's wild. That is a horrible look.
He says.
I think he drafts decent though. I think we have decent drafted teams.
You guys are currently 1-10. Yes, that's true. But you can also argue he allowed Dante Fowler to leave.
Yep.
Jalen Ramsey to leave. Just cut.
Ngakoue got hurt. Ngakoue got mad and he left too. Like, which isn't all his fault. It's hard to keep a good player in Jacksonville. Like,
and he drafted Blake Bortles, correct?
And Blaine Gabbert, if I'm not mistaken, as well. No, Gabbert was just before him.
Yeah, he can have
just before him. There. He definitely drafted Blake Bortles 1,000%.
Yeah, when I read that stat when I was writing, I was like, wowzers. That is insane.
It's been a tough go for the
one
Jags,
winning season. 39-86.
Who's been running through your head coaching mind? Who do people?
If Doug is going, like, obviously you would love like
Doug's gonna go. Doug's fired, dude.
If obviously you would love like a Jim Harbaugh, like that would be awesome, but probably not going to take his efforts down to
Jim Harbaugh.
I think he's coming back to the NFL.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to come back to Jacksonville.
I'm gonna be stoked until I realize he sucks. But yeah,
I think the signing is going to be like a guy like, how like the dude that just went to the Giants was like a nobody anybody knew about.
Joe Judge.
It's going to be something like that.
They said they hate him though. That he's doing that Patriot way shit too. I don't know, man. They saying like it's cool and everything, but he's the same guy that's that Patricia shit.
I didn't see that.
I've been hearing that on the radio. I've been hearing it on the radio lately. That it kind of came with the whole. It's the whole Patricia shit. I mean, it's the whole like Belichick thing. Like only person that can come in with this hard ass shit is Bill because he has the resume to show for it. So when you leave and try to preach that shit to other people, it's like, man, shut up. Like, so
be yourself. Stop trying to be Bill.
Yeah, then he like gets into it with his lineman coach and fires the guy and everything. So they say it looks like the grass is green over there, but we'll keep our eye on it. New
I
York.
think it's going to be a signing like that, like a guy you don't really know, somebody you don't know.
Okay, very, very lesser known.
I
guy.
can see that though. I hope you guys go defense though, because I think that's the identity of Jacksonville, is a defensive team.
For an organization that has a pretty shitty slew of quarterbacks, I can see that thought.
Yeah.
But also you can trust Justin Fields and say fuck all that and just be an air raid team. Even I don't think he's an air raid quarterback.
I would love the Jets to win 2 games so we could get Trevor. I won't lie to you. I'd love for the Jets to squeak out 2 wins here. 2.
If they
Can you
win
give me
one,
2,
who gets
New
the
York?
game?
They're not.
What if you guys tie?
2!
If it's 1-1? 1
I'm not sure what the like tiebreaker is for the draft.
You won't fight for the death to get Trevor. You won't.
Yeah, that's what it is. 2 representatives have to go out in front of
2
everybody.
fan representatives. You
2
won't sign up to
fan?
be that fan. You won't be that fan representative.
I mean, I
To earn
feel
your
like,
team the number 1
2
pick.
fans secretly have to go into
Listen.
an underground fight club
Can
and
we
fight
think
for
about
their
it
team's
logically?
draft.
Bare
pick.
knuckles.
Listen, can we think about it logically? If I love the Jags as much as I do,
Logically, who does that?
and I want us to get this pick, I mean, think about the city I'm representing, Jacksonville, Florida. You don't
Guys
think
in
there's some,
jorts.
You don't think there's some
Nope, they ain't guys in jorts.
bigger, goofier, crazier guys than me to represent us in this match?
Don't shortchange
for the
yourself,
pick?
Jake. Don't
Thought you'd
shortchange
wanna be the
yourself.
hero.
Jacksonville, Florida. There's a guy on meth right now in Jacksonville willing to take this fade. And you guys
There's a
want
guy
me to go
right
in?
now from our hometown on meth. In our
Willing to take this
hometown.
fade.
Meth is everywhere, Jake. It's a
But this is
problem.
Jacksonville,
It's a
Florida.
problem in
People-
our country.
People who do meth in Jacksonville, Florida are like a whole different level of meth crazy.
Probably true.
This is like one
do
of the
eat people's
dirtiest.
faces.
This is
They
like
eat
one of
faces
the
in
wild.
there.
First off, it's already the wildest state in the whole country, bar none. This is like unanimously known, and this is like one of the grungiest cities within that state. Come on, man. There's got to be somebody there willing to take this fade, way more equipped for it than me.
I guess.
Maybe.
Off bath salts and meth at the same time.
I didn't know I had. Damn, what's that on my back? Oh, hold on. Oh, no, I'm tripping. I thought I heard a chicken somewhere.
Oh wow, this guy, get him out of here. Where's my mute button? Get this guy out of here.
That was good.
I listened
He
intently.
even took
I
the
did.
ear
I was
off.
like,
He was like,
I was like,
I listened intently too. I was like, wait, I don't hear it.
But I will send myself to the box. 'Cause I'll-
So said I'll send myself to the box.
I'm gonna quick little check.
I think I'm gonna be like you guys at the end of the season. I think my guy's gonna make it at least. He's gonna win the marathon. He's gonna make it all the way. But I think
Baldy? The one you just was dissing in the chat?
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
Ball's way gone.
Dissing, homie, dissing hard.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Mr. Clean.
man, I'm sick of him. Bro, you could always get a good feeling if a coach is gonna get fired too. If you like just like follow the media of that team. That team's like reporter media on Twitter.
He's fired.
Everyone has turned on him. Every reporter
Everyone
in
has turned
Bears
on him.
Nation hates Matt Nagy now. They are sick of him. He's terrible. Then this fool, some stat along the lines of Matt Nagy has won, I want to say they said 5, could be as high as 8 times. He has won the game while scoring 17 points or fewer.
It was 20
And he
points or
had-
fewer.
That's incredible.
And he had the audacity to start ripping the defense after this week's loss. They have bailed you out of so many goddamn games in your existence. And you want to go rip the defense because the greatest quarterback on the planet shoved it up their ass for the umpteenth time while they were frustrated watching your dog shit ass offense move the ball nowhere except to the other team's hands. And this man went after the game and wanted to call out the defense. I'm sick of him. I can't even
cannot.
describe how sick of him I am.
I feel you. But we can't allow this moment to slip, though. You, my friend, advocated for the Wildcat QB to go back out there and save the franchise.
I thought it was going to be a Merry Mitchmas. It was not.
You thought it was about to
too.
be
I
a
was so ready for a
beautiful
Merry Mitchmas.
rainbow with unicorns and cupcakes and
beat up.
right off into the sunset like C Nagy. You
I'm
should
still
never
behind
bench
Mitch, by the
my
way.
boy.
Yeah, I
You know
was
what's
so ready for that.
You
Oh, so
guys
ready
play
for
us
that.
this week, right?
Yeah,
feel like we
Wine
played you
Slayer,
guys.
baby. Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, he's going for 400 this week, baby.
You already know the deal. You know the deal.
Matt ain't here this week. Matt Patricia ain't here. Boy, we locking that down. We locking that
It
down.
does seem like a Lions win because I feel like teams always win right after they fire the coach.
I hope we don't win. I kind of hope we win a game.
I religiously bet teams with their interim head coach first.
Actually, I'm gonna tell you right now. Most Lion fans may disagree with me on this, but I hope we win a lot more than we are expected to because I don't want shit to get weird. I'm a number 9 advocate. Fuck everyone. Fuck you guys. Do not give up Stafford. I'm going down with the ship, damn it. I don't want a top pick because we may fuck around and get weird and take a quarterback. So give me like 14 and we'll take the best defensive lineman around at 14. No top 10 picks because we'll fuck around and end up with a QB and I'm going to be hot.
So yeah, I'm hoping that we go crazy home run with our next head coach, by the way, and do like Joe Brady. Like
I'm not on Joe Brady.
You're a big Marcus.
Nick was talking about. I don't
Joe
think
Brady.
Joe Brady's it.
You're getting a Jim Harbaugh.
I want to hit. I'm down. Hit the.
He's
home
only
run,
been a head
go
coach.
crazy.
I mean, a coordinator for like 2 years though.
I don't care. I
scary to
don't
me.
care. I want him looking fly as shit in those Letterman bomber. Fucking sick and put him in a chain on the sideline. He about to have the hardest swag you ever seen of any head coach in existence.
I heard that.
Man,
what about Tom?
Ready for it?
Are we ready to throw dirt on Tom? I think Tom's still.
What dirt? What dirt?
I don't think so.
I don't get it.
Tom's he hasn't looked
Tom's
great.
defense gave 200 yards of offense to Tyreek Hill in the first quarter, and Tom lost a game by 3 points to the Chiefs. How mad am I at Tom?
I don't know. That's
I'm not entirely. I just think. I don't think Tom is like weak or done
at all.
He's not the same anymore. But
I don't think obviously it doesn't look the same, but just like your first year in a new spot like this, like I'm not expecting it to be.
Wait, no training camp.
You know, I'm not expecting it to be super smooth. If they looked like this next year, I would be super shit. I'd be like Tom's on his way out.
I'm more interested on: are they going to keep Mike Evans? Are they going? Like, if they're fully invested in Tom Brady and trying to win, he's obviously Mike's not the type of receiver they want.
But you do need a big outside threat to help.
But they already have one. That's what Godwin is. So
Chris Godwin is a mixture of like Antonio Brown and Mike Evans. He's like fairly really quick, but with the good side.
But you can move AB back to the outside and then just get Tom his true slot receiver that he wants.
Exactly.
Which it's gonna be Jules.
If I were to have read you without the scoreline, if I just said, dude, today Tyreek Hill had whatever it was, 270 yards, 3 touchdowns, whatever, 29 targets. If I were to tell you that, you'd have been like, damn, the Chiefs probably scored like 40 points and won by 3 touchdowns. They scored what, 27 points and lost or won 27-24?
Yeah.
I feel like the Bucs are fine to be able to make that outcome.
What are they, 7-4?
7-5? They have 5 L's now, right?
Is that their 5th loss?
I thought they were 7-5.
It's week 12, so yeah, it's 7-5 then.
Because they're taking their bye this week.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's 7-5.
Like
New Orleans is 9-2. Oh my god, my bad. But whoa.
They're the number 1 seed. They're gonna get the bye.
I did not realize they were that high though. I did not realize.
To me, Tampa is still a threat in the NFC. Like, I'm not throwing any shade. Just to answer that question, no shade. Tampa is still a legit threat. I'm just as confident as I was the week before. Just to get that out.
No, that's my fault. I just looked at the standings. I did not realize they only had 2
You know what's
losses.
funny? I didn't notice.
That team's not that good to me.
I didn't realize they were 8-2 going into the week, and I said the same thing. I was like, "Damn, they're 8-2. What the fuck?"
The Broncos would have beat them with the quarter. If Drew Lock plays, the Broncos beat that team this past week. That Taysom Hill shit was on lock this week.
They gave up 31 though. But was it a couple of interceptions to the house? Or like fumbles to the curb? There's probably
I don't know
positions regardless.
Yeah, the Broncos couldn't move the ball. They were really running.
Yeah, I meant to mention that when you were talking about it. They were 1 for 9. He was 1 for 9 for like 12 yards and 2 picks. So
they only threw the ball 9 times in a 2020 NFL game.
Jacob, it was some bullshit. Like you said, is the Taysom Hill shit bullshit? It's bullshit. Broncos shit was bullshit. This Taysom Hill shit is bullshit. I still firmly believe that.
Taysom Hill, 9 for 16, 78 yards, 4 for 9, and a pick. He was sacked 3 times. His QBR was 33.8. That's
bullshit.
Trash.
Stinky. Reek it up.
Ugh.
And then
like it wasn't any
on
good.
the other side, Hinton. Why is this shit not loading?
I was told game of the day was Minnesota Carolina.
It was a good game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game.
That was 10 o'clock slate. It was a crazy game.
What would you rather call for game of the day be? Jags had a good game. Jags were in a good game. That was a good game.
That one was good. The Bucs game wasn't as close as it looked. Chiefs controlled the game
entire game.
As far as Sunday goes, though, yeah, I would probably say Minnesota was game of the game.
I did
game
not
of the day.
even watch last night's football game.
Oh, last night was a good football game.
Who played
What
last
was
night?
last night's game?
I watched like a
Eagles
quarter
and
half of it.
Seahawks.
Oh yeah, I did watch that.
Carson
I watched a little.
Wentz.
Right, I
That
was watching.
stupid
We were
ass
texting.
Jalen Hurts shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Well, I was.
I don't even know why they
I don't know if you
drafted
guys.
Jalen or Rager.
Yeah,
They
did
both
you guys
stink.
see that thing though? Where like if Carson Wentz is not on the roster next year, cost them like 20 million in cap and like almost 30 million in cap the year after. So it's like he's not going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
That's the guy still. They're rocking that for 2 more years, which I am down to do. By the way, I'm down to still do that for 2 more years because like, I mean, he might stink. He might not be any good.
They
Who, you
got
talking
rid
for
of
the
Nelson
Jags?
Aguilar.
No, Carson
They got
Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Oh, I
They
thought you
got
were
rid of
saying the
Nelson
Jags did
Aguilar
Carson.
and then drafted Nelson Aguilar again and Jalen Rager. Like they just suck.
Dude, that was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. When they drafted him, his player comparison was Nelson Aguilar. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Bro, they dropped a guy with no hands and fake speed to pick up another guy with no hands and fake speed.
Well,
Like,
first off, Nelson is low-key balling in Oakland. So
he's had some good games this year, little resurgence, but we all know Nelson ain't got. I've seen him drop some balls this year. He's still Nelson. Trust.
I think Doug Peterson might get fired, Terrence. You've been saying that all year, and I'm like, I don't know
He's
if
getting
I
fired.
would fire him, and I don't know if it's the right move.
I
hope
said
it
the
is.
same thing.
I can see it happening.
literally. I don't agree with the move. I think they may get rid of Carson and Doug, but I don't think it's the
No,
right move. But
you
the
weren't-
Send
seat is
them
getting
both.
hot.
You weren't listening
Send
when I
them
just said
both.
about Carson. If Carson Wentz is not on the roster next year, it costs them 20 million in cap, and if he's not on the roster the year after that, it's almost 30 million in cap. You're not about to eat 50 million in cap in 2
Oh, yeah,
years
that's
to
not
get rid of him. You're gonna ride
That's
with
not
that for. You're riding for that.
That's not
at
happening. But
least-
Doug may get fired.
Right, at least one more
Send
year.
him.
You're riding with that, if not both of those years, because like that's a
Yeah,
lot of
nobody's
cap in the
taking it.
NFL.
Nobody's taking
I'll take
cap
Doug.
hit.
Unless you
That's
get
the same
lucky,
reason with Stafford. We got
like
a
you
$20
bench
million
him.
cap hit. Nobody's doing that.
Nope. Unless you get somebody to help pay for it, like in the trade, you get a bunch of cash back to help pay for that. Not a chance.
All right, last thoughts on NFL, because I was thinking about this as well. With teams that do need a quarterback, would you rather go after, take out Trevor Lawrence and let's say Justin Fields, depending on how high you are on Justin Fields.
Okay.
But definitely take out Trevor Lawrence in this equation. Would you rather take one of the quarterbacks coming into this draft, or would you rather try to kick the tires on Josh Rosen, kick the tires on Sam Darnold, and it's one more player. I forgot who the other player is, but definitely those two.
I would rather hit the draft.
Oh, and Dwayne Haskins.
It depends where I'm at in this draft. Because like the BYU kid, Zach Wilson might be okay. Darnold, out of everything you just listed me, no matter where I'm at in the draft, obviously, because we're saying it means you're probably 5 or later because we're not doing Trevor or Justin. So if I'm 5 or later in the draft, I want Sam Darnold for sure out of all those options. 1,000%. I think I can get Sam Darnold to be viable for me and my team. Like, I still think there's something there for sure. After Sam Darnold, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this as a UCLA guy. I just said no to the UCLA quarterback. I said, give me the SC guy. And now I'm saying, give me the BYU guy because I'm thinking Zach Wilson maybe after that or the North Dakota State guy.
I'll take Kyle Trask, Wilson. I'll take all those. Rather than
Trask
kick
is
the
looking
tires.
good.
I may
Rather
not
than
give
kick the
up on
tires on
Dwayne
those
Haskins
three.
yet.
I'm not
I was
thinking
listening to
Zach-
Ron
it
Rivera
might
this
last.
morning. Ron Rivera said it this morning. He was like, the kid has the NFL arm. He has all the intangibles. He just hasn't played enough. And like, that's the reason why he's sitting. Like, he only played the 1 year at Ohio State. He just doesn't understand anything yet. But like, the skill set is there. So when I heard that, I was like, that's interesting. That he was like, he's still in our future. He's still in our plans. Like, we're not giving up on him. It's just, dude, go study. Like, what it sounded like was like, dude, you just don't know what the hell you're talking
That sounds
about.
like good coaching too. Like
Yeah,
not forcing it.
Ron
And
is
like, hey, you need
fantastic.
Ron is a good
Yeah,
coach.
we're all big Ron fans here for sure.
Leader of men for sure. But
Yeah,
Rivers
I don't
is
know.
gone.
It makes me think because like the scenario I presented with the Lions, like they're definitely gonna look for a quarterback. It's evident. Like Stafford's in year 12, and we're getting to the point to another regime and so forth. But I don't know if drafting one is necessarily the right idea since he still has that big cap hit. So it's like maybe trying to get a young quarterback in a shitty scenario and then just breed him. I think that might be the best way for them to go about it because they still have so many holes on so many parts of the ball. So to draft a quarterback like the Packers did with Jordan Love, we don't have that flexibility because that would really fuck us to do that. You just gave up a first round pick when you needed that
So
instead.
you're
you
saying,
just
yeah,
took
go after
Zach
like
Wilson.
a Rosen or a Darnold.
I think for the Lions who already have a quarterback, it's not necessarily like teams and so forth. Like I would say the same thing for Atlanta as well. Like maybe Atlanta should look at doing something like that instead of just blowing it up with Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but
Matt Ryan is an interesting quarterback for next offseason to see if he does leave Atlanta.
It depends what his cap is, though.
Right. Where does he go if he does? No, deadass, like that would be great for you guys. Because like I think there is
That's
still
a Super
something
Bowl.
there.
That's possible.
And it's like he's super competitive guy. Like I think if Matt Ryan ends up in the right situation, you could see a very rejuvenated Matt Ryan really producing for your team on a winning team. That would be that's like top of the quarterback intrigue list for next year, I think, to me.
Yeah. I want Matt
do
or Dak
think-
if I'm not in the draft.
I also think Stafford's going to be a Bronco. I think that's what
See that actually. I just pictured him in that uniform and I was like, I could see that.
And I'm going to hate it.
You look good.
I don't know if he looks good, but I can see
Honolulu Blue, man, for life.
So real quickly, season just started. We'll get real more into this in the coming episodes. College hoops are back, man. About a week, a few days in, almost a weekend in a couple days. You guys been watching, tuning in a little bit?
A little bit.
Been sucks. Gonzaga got a crazy good team this year.
How about
Gonzaga.
Illinois won their first two games by like 50 combined, like average
Illinois
of 50
is
points.
nice.
Illinois
They were
has
good last year,
a
too.
good-looking squad. They impressed me. UCLA has almost disappointed me a little bit. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Damn,
They
Baylor.
have
Oh, no, that's
one-
women's.
one-
I was going to say Baylor's 4.
The only player on UCLA right now that's really like an NBA threat, next level talent to me is Chris Smith. He's come back this year. In the first few games, you could see just super confident ball handling ability. He's almost like our point guard at 6'7", 6'6". Only guy that looks like he can really create his own basket and create for others, which are things you like. The two main things you're looking for in a prospect that's like a wing or a guard is, can you create shots for yourself or can you create shots for others? He's kind of done both those things, so I like that. The only thing I would say is Josh Christopher and Zaire Williams, two guys that we love. I know all of us talk about them in high school, two high school guys coming in that we were big on, answered the bell. They've hit the ground running, looked really good.
Josh Christopher looks like every bit as advertised.
Dude, the most impressive thing
player.
to me about Zaire is I'm thinking possible lottery.
He's a lottery
too.
pick. No,
Yeah.
he's for
I'm like-
sure a lottery pick.
Like I just said, the two things you want are like, can you create the off the ball or with the ball in your hands, right? Can you create space, make a shot for yourself, make a shot for someone else? If you look at Zaire's highlights from last night, the entire 2 minutes is him just like off the dribble,
Phone booth.
creating for himself. I'm like, man,
What does
that's
that mean?
fantastic.
Dancing in a phone
booth.
booth. Think how small a phone booth is.
Oh, like he could get his shot off in a phone booth?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a really good saying. I like that.
And I loved that. I was like, that is like such a big, beautiful thing to see in someone that you want to, in a young prospect, is like being able to create like that. And he looked spectacular. And Josh Christopher's looked really good too to start. I didn't realize how big, looked like he stretched out a little bit. Josh Christopher almost looks like
Super
he grew
did.
a couple inches.
He's just a big kid.
Didn't you see him at Drew League with me, Terrence?
No, I didn't go to the Drew with you. I'm pissed though. You went to see him without me, man. What's up?
I 1000% hit you up. Already known I did for sure. This was last year
I would have been there.
Yeah.
Lies.
when I saw Sharif O'Neal's team. Why would I go to the Drew?
And Sharif O'Neal was there. Why are you lying to the pod? You hit up some other guy.
Zach, tell this guy I definitely
man.
hit him up.
I don't know. I
Let's
went.
go, dude.
I thought you ended up showing up late.
No, I showed up late.
And then you hit
You
this
went
guy
with
at the
Abel.
name yet.
You went with Abel, and I met.
I
you
know.
and
That's
Abel
what I'm
late.
saying. You don't think I hit the group chat? I was like, hey, we're going to the Drew. Terrence trying to roll through. Come on, dude.
Was I out
Come
here
on.
yet? That might not have been out here yet.
You might not have been out here yet, though, but I don't know. It was
Was that summer? No, it was
the last season we had Drew. So not this summer, but
Really?
summer before.
I'm gonna just say you didn't invite me.
But yeah, that's all I had on college basketball. Those
Yeah,
two
not
guys.
much. We'll get
Shout
into
out.
it though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's just getting going. I mean, I love it. I love college hoops. There's just something about it. It will be interesting to see how COVID plays once the conference game starts.
Oh, COVID's gonna hit college hard.
Oh,
100%
just as hard
it is.
as it hit college football, absolutely.
So it's going to be
With the
interesting to see,
campuses, it's just
you
not
know,
safe.
how they work around it as everybody else has been trying to do. Going to be very interesting.
All right.
You want to do other sports? You want to do other sports real quick, Zach?
The only thing I have to say about other sports is I've called my upset on the UFC card 2 weeks in a row. Shout out Algio, my guy, making that come true for me. So I have been the underdog Guru Oracle on the UFC card. I'll have to cook one up for this
The
week.
card was weak. Shout out to Rachel though. Keep fighting.
He said card was
It
weak.
did seem a little disappointing, that card, huh? Didn't like
Well, once the Blades and
Right.
Lewis fight got canceled, that was tough.
Why did that fight get canceled?
But I thought the Algio
COVID.
Blades COVID
Okay,
test
okay,
for
okay,
Blades.
okay.
But I thought I couldn't believe Anthony. I actually liked the main event. I thought it was good. Smith.
The main event was good.
Yeah,
the card
Smith
overall
handled
was
his
weak.
own. Yeah.
Smith ended him
I
in
think
like
it was
what, a
entertaining.
minute?
Dude, it
Shit was over
crazy
so
how-
fast.
It was crazy how quickly, because the guy was a wrestler. I mean, that's his whole
So
deal.
he
He's
thought.
like, yeah, so he thought. I'm like, better get your mixed martial arts jujitsu shit up. Because
Yeah, he
this
wasn't a
boy-
jujitsu. He had no jujitsu
Yeah.
down there. grapple
So it
was
was cool.
ass.
And that was good for Smith, like at that point in his career, like with a lot of fighters where he was kind of up against the ropes. Like if he wants one more hoorah to kind of climb the rankings.
Like he
it's
said,
gonna
I'm
do it.
not your make it fight. I'm not the guy that's gonna thrust you into hitting the
That's
top
what,
15.
yeah, I'd loved that. I'm glad you said that because that was my favorite thing in his little pre-fight banter was like, I'm not the guy that you're trying to like. I'm not the guy to come through for like to make that step. I'm not.
It's
that
a lot
guy.
of guys like that too. Like it's a lot of fighters that are like that.
Mhm.
Like Overeem was that fighter at one point, and then like that dude resurges and say that's a crazy dude right there. Overeem's a wild,
Yeah, Overeem's
wild
crazy,
fighter.
dude. Some of these guys that are just still fighting, and I'm like, dude, you guys are childhood fighters for me. Like, what are you doing in your 60th UFC fight? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
dude?
I'm cool on old man fighting, man. I'm good on the old fights. Watch
just
my
told me-
uncles fight.
You just told me you wanted to watch Donald Trump and Joe Biden fight, and now you're cool on old men
I never
fighting.
insinuated that. Whoa. That's not what
Those
I
names
insinuated.
never came out. Those names
I
never
never
came
said
out. I
that.
didn't hear that. I don't know.
I
didn't
never
hear that.
said that.
Terrence wanted to recreate that Family Guy scene when
Play the tape. Play the
Herbert
tape. Did
has to
not say
fight
any
the,
name.
the old Nazi man. He wanted to recreate.
Play the
Guys, like,
tape.
yeah, one of the greatest scenes ever in the history. Bro, you insinuated it for sure. At least you definitely insinuated.
That's too
Insinuate.
funny.
Oh nope.
Oh, here we
Trying
go.
to put words in
He
my
said-
mouth.
Because they're
he
putting words
said-
in people's mouth, huh?
He said, and I quote, "With recent things that have happened in American whatever,"
News.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you got
okay.
and
that.
then gave
got that?
like this look like.
Meaning, we just had two old men fight this weekend, so it could have been them.
You know what I'm saying? It's putting words in people's mouth, man.
Whatever, dude.
It's a problem these days. I'm just kidding.
Thanksgiving just happened, man. You know how many old people was probably fighting?
Whatever,
That's
bro.
all I
You
got
know,
on
you know you've what
the
you said, bro.
other sports as
just
far
you,
as
Mr.
I'm
Woke.
concerned.
You want me to give a little Premier League update for our teams? Terrence, your team lost
Yeah, go
today.
for it,
Sorry,
dude.
bud. But
Yeah,
but-
Terrence, your
I don't
team
wanna hear
killed
it then.
me yesterday, dude. Killed
All
me
right,
yesterday.
I thought they played
Oh, they
today. Oh, it was
lost
yesterday. Yesterday.
Oh yeah, today was Champions League.
I would say my Chelsea Blues probably had game of the week with they played host to Tottenham.
They
Tottenham
killed me
Hotspur.
too. I needed the over.
Well, you definitely didn't get the over considering it was 0-0 tie was the way it ended. Tottenham remains top of the table. It was a pretty exciting game though, nonetheless. Like
United was the most exciting game of the weekend.
100%. Getting right to that. There was chances both ways. It wasn't like a typical Jose game where you don't score against them and they park the bus. It wasn't like that. Both teams opened it up a little bit. Couldn't get through. Edward Mendy, who's the new Chelsea keeper, keeps proving his mettle. Clean sheet. Had a couple really good saves. It was a good game. Like it was a good game. Nobody just could break through, but I thought it was actually exciting for 0-0. Zach's game was without a doubt the most exciting game. Finally, some good news for Zach's Red Devils.
What was
They
the score?
played 3-2.
3-2.
They played Southampton at Southampton. Went into the half down 2-0. Subbed in Edison Cavani. How do you say your manager's name, Zach?
Sir Oli Solskjaer.
Sir Oli, isn't it Gunnar Solskjaer?
Ollie Gunnar Solskjaer. Sorry, that's his real name.
Solskjaer. So
Gunnar.
Edison Cavani became only the other, the
Full
only
government
other. Yeah, for real. The only other Man United Red Devil in history to come in as a sub and be involved in 3 goals. He came into the game at halftime. They were trailing 2-0, and they win the game 3-2. Cavani he scores 2 goals and assisted on Bruno Fernandez's goal, who is honestly
Bruno is the man.
The
dude.
man.
What did I
Talking
tell
about
you when we
my
Bruno
player
started?
Fernandes-
FIFA.
Bruno Fernandez is awesome, Zach. He is so
I
good for Man
told you
United.
when
He
we
is
got
like
him, he's
literally
so
your only
sick.
bright spot.
Damn, only bright spot.
Right
He's
now,
so
I mean,
lying.
Man United
And
is
Rashi?
well, yeah, but right now, like in your current, you're not
Signings.
playing the best football. Like he is your Premier League right now. He is really
He's
holding you
everything
together.
I wanted Paul Pogba to be when we signed
Yes,
Paul Pogba for
yes,
the midfield.
Zach, he
He's
is
everything.
He is
He
so
makes
good.
all the penalties, makes all the
Portuguese, if
free
I'm not
kicks.
mistaken.
Yes, makes all the free kick. Like makes all the plays for everybody else. Like
he's so
Golasso.
good. He is
my
all
gosh.
over the pitch all the time. He has
his Champions League score
I don't want to say
last week
fingerprints because it's
was
soccer.
nuts.
He's got his footprints on everything.
I was gonna say footprint.
Yeah, on everything. He's so good. And Edinson Cavani, who comes over from PSG, he was the main guy there, the Uruguayan. He crushes it. Crazy game.
Glory.
Exciting. Southampton was not that great of a team. Oh, actually, they are playing well. They're sixth on the table right now.
They're playing.
So they're playing well, and you had to play them there, so it was a very good win and needed points. Terrence's team played Monday, and they were hosting 17th place Fulham and found a way to lose 2-1.
What?
Not a good way to lose.
They scored a goal
for Leicester.
They got some. Fulham was
They are still in the
relegated.
top four.
Came up. They were in relegation last year.
Yes, Fulham is where Clint Dempsey, the USA GOAT, once before Christian Pulisic takes it here in a little bit. That's where he used to play in the Premier League, was Fulham, which was pretty cool. He was pretty good there.
Clint Dempsey's third on USA Power Rankings. Just saying.
No, it's Clint Dempsey, Lando, Christian Pulisic, and Christian Pulisic
3-1. Yeah, 3-2-1. That's exactly how it goes. Thing.
No. Pulisic, when it's all said and done, will be number one, but he hasn't really done anything for us yet, so I can't give it to him yet. So as far as our teams go in standings, Chelsea Blues third place, 19 points. Terrence Scott holding by a thread in the Champions League top four, fourth. Leicester City, 18 points. And Zach, 2 points back all the way in ninth place, Manchester United. This week, what you have going on, Saturday, Chelsea hosts Leeds United, who is like a really trendy, historic team from England. They're always a tough pull. They just got pulled up from champion. They're like one of the new teams in the league who was previously relegated, but they are playing well. They are a tough draw despite their recent history.
Leeds.
Zach plays West Ham United, which should be a decent game. That usually turns out to be a pretty good game between West Ham and Chelsea. Manchester. West Ham typically is like a tough opponent in these parts. And then Sunday, Terrence goes to Sheffield United, who was a surprise team last year.
For Terrence this week.
That played really well. They were the new team from relegation last year and played really well.
Not like I know football and y'all don't.
And they suck this year. They are dead last, 20th place. It should be a much-needed 2 points or 3 points.
They're going to trick that game away.
But you're on the road, so you have to at least tie and get 1 point, I would say. Match of the week is probably Tottenham-Arsenal, even though Arsenal's playing like poop. It's two historic clubs. I would say Tottenham-Arsenal or Chelsea-Leeds would probably be your match of the week. Anybody listening who wants to watch some good soccer. That is your Premier League update presented by. I'm just playing, but yeah.
We need it presented by
Star Vintage.
Presented by.
What's a good tea company like? Presented by. I don't want to say Lipton's. That's got to be disrespectful as fuck to people in Britain.
No.
But yeah.
So then just leave it there. You got nothing. Just leave it there.
On me, I'm like the don't be.
Gotta get a tea or some type of what else is British No, Guinness is Irish. Newcastle. This is presented by Newcastle beer.
Okay.
You get one, Newcastle. You only get one free.
There's your one.
Free promo.
Jacob just burned it. All right. Well, that's our side sports. That's all I got.
Orlandison, bring us on home.
I'm just kidding. I don't usually bring us home. Don't you usually bring us home and tell me that my Bears suck?
You gotta ask me what I'm watching, man. Do you not do this no more?
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, we talked about what we were watching earlier. I forgot to ask this now. What have you guys been watching? What have you guys been up to?
I'm 9 episodes into The Sopranos. It's pretty good. Slow burn, but it's pretty good. It's kind of fun.
Zach is currently here right now. He's in space.
Yeah, Zach is super in space right now. Zach is in space, but he's not because he hasn't even watched the new Mandalorians. That's why he didn't understand what the fuck I said when I said Grogu.
I gotta get on it. I know. I didn't watch it this weekend, so I'll definitely be watching Mando.
It's Tuesday, Zach. It's been almost.
It was a lot of coups in that video. It was a lot of coups in that episode.
I gotta watch before Thursday.
There is immense separation anxiety with Baby Yoda this episode, Zach. Like the second it happens,
at least 30 coups.
You're at the second it happens, you're immediately like, oh my god, what? No, you can't be doing that.
Okay, cool.
Eating macaroons and cooing at the same time, it's enough to make your heart melt. So get in there.
Okay, I gotta do that. I watched a pretty decent Harrison Ford old movie called Firewall, and he is like this guy that creates this like bank software, and then these guys want to rob the bank, so they like hold his family hostage, and it's like corny Harrison Ford action from the mid 2000s, early 2000s. So that was pretty good. It's called Firewall on HBO. And then I watched a super sick ass Hoops documentary called Hoop Dreams from the early 90s, also on HBO Max. Chronicles these two like inner city kids in high school. And one of them is like just the shit. Freshman walks in on like super rich prep school and they like give him the full treatment. And just like their ups and downs all 4 years of high school going into college. It's fairly long, but it is an extremely cool look.
So must watch. That's a good sports
Oh
documentary.
man, must watch. Like it's just such an close, raw look at what it would be like to be recruited, to just live as like a top athlete in your area, top basketball player in these areas, the struggles. One of these families is extremely living in poverty. I mean, there's a point where like can't even keep the lights on. They got lanterns on in the house. Like it is a tough scene. And it's just really good. I mean, you get like a crazy in-depth part where Kevin O'Neal at Marquette is recruiting the one, and like they're in the living room with Kevin O'Neal and the family and the questions and the way it goes down. Really cool, really good documentary. So I watched that this week. Those were pretty cool. Terrence, you watch anything new?
Not necessarily. I'm just trying to slowly but gradually watch The Boys. I don't like burning through shows. I'm an old school person. I can't binge.
I feel that.
It's like
that
get off my lawn.
I love that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things about The Mandalorian is like I get that anticipation of having to
Yeah,
wait
let it build up.
every week, and then Friday comes and I'm like, fucking Mando Day, let's go! Like I'm all excited.
Exactly.
For Fridays.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's because how we grew up watching television.
I was about to say that's how it always was.
I miss that about Game of
So-
Thrones, like the anticipation, talking about it all week at work, and then it's like, okay, Sunday night, you guys can come over. People come over sometimes and watch, and it's just
Shit was
so
weak.
good.
But how everybody, it'll be a whole night on Twitter and everything. That was cool though. So that's how I feel. I definitely don't like binge watching stuff, but I'm watching The Boys right now. Hoop Dreams is definitely something you should watch. So I definitely recommend that to anybody. And lastly, all I wanted to say is, so if you have a PS5 and an Xbox, just go ahead and pass it on over to me. You don't
It
need
is
that
the
no more.
season of giving.
Same.
Yep. So send over the other team an Xbox, and any other proceeds will go the rest to the two other members, but the Xbox will go to me first. So I'm just joking.
Listen, we have
Terrence
enough
can have the
people
Xbox, but
listening.
give me the controllers.
Everybody, peace up. Send over 3.
Zach gets to HDR, the HDMI cord.
because everybody has like 5 of those, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, you can get that one.
Yeah, so send over 3 Xboxes to the other team. That'll be solid. Appreciate you guys. We love you guys for listening. Thank you so much for
GG's,
that.
good looks. And as always, it's the other team. Fuck the Bears. Mamba
We're
forever.
gonna forget this week.
Nope, never.